Episode 5, season 5.
Yes.
If you're seeing this,
Cinco.
if you're seeing this on the cameras right now,
ESPN Cinco.
you'll see 3 people on your screen, and on the mic, you'll hear 3 people in your ears. Some people are into that kind of stuff. We don't judge. We're really not here for that. But it's episode 5. It's season 5, and we're so excited because once a year we get a nice little gift from above. Our best friend that decided to move to California like an absolute piece of shit is now back. He comes, he visits for 2 or 3 days. Your move is actually you come here with a one-way ticket, and then you're just like, I'll just figure it out when I go back home.
Yes.
5-time appearing guest.
5 times.
5 times.
And that's my favorite number, 5. So.
Is it?
And like you came, we went from recording literally, and you were there when we recorded 8 dudes around a laptop.
Yeah.
The worst.
We recorded on his couch in his apartment in San Diego.
We also did that.
That's true.
And then
The first season.
Then we
We
did Tijuana.
That was a fun time.
You guys came a long way.
That shit was funny.
I appreciate that.
I remember we were recording,
Also, your introduction game is spot on. Like every guest you have on, you give a whole introduction, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate your.
They call that glazing. You hear that?
No,
that's what the youth calls it.
Glazing?
What's
So
that?
you say Riz. You learned about Riz.
I learned about Riz.
Glazing is.
My brother
like,
called me Rizosaurus Rex.
So glazing is like, think about it. Like, yo, you're a glazer. What do you think that means? Just take a long guess.
Like,
yo,
hype man, like,
you're a glazer, bro.
Why are you saying like? We saying like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'll glaze you up any day of the week. I don't know.
That's so. That's what it means. Like,
Just hype someone up.
Bro.
No, that means like someone that.
So Nick is thanks, bro. Nick is here.
Glaze me up, baby.
Nick is here. It's super exciting. He came. And you support. You show love.
Oh, 1,000%. Every time you guys drop, I'm the first one.
It's
Probably
fair.
not, maybe.
He says, "Where's my episode?"
On Mondays
Like
he's
a
like,
doctor.
he's like,
Yeah.
"Where's my episode?"
Take 2 of these and call me.
Dude, because honestly, I don't know how everyone else is, but I'm like, when it comes to podcasts, I need to have consistency. Honestly, like, you have to be like, if you're gonna drop on Monday, then I'm waiting for it. Like,
So let me ask you
I'm
this.
expecting you guys on Monday in my ear. In every way.
So from a from a friend and a fan, do you like us dropping once every 2 weeks,
Bi-weekly.
or every week?
Bro, if I could, I would listen to you guys every day. And I'm not even.
The
Like,
thing
you
is,
don't have
like,
that much money.
not even
I'm
that.
not even
I think
kidding.
it's more our scheduling. Like,
yeah.
to make things work,
It's tough.
we have to like do some crazy. Like, I go to work with 3 hours. Ronald probably goes to work with 3 hours. Like, Ronald goes, "Yo, when can you record? I can record this day. All right, I'm gonna drop off my son at this time. Like, all right, well, I'm gonna get out of work and take the train, and then."
It's a whole thing. But we figured out you're here. We're excited. We're going to have a great episode today, team.
It feels, and no lies, although like it's hanging out, it's almost like a job.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Sometimes-
sure.
Sometimes my girls are like, "Oh, you already hung out this week." I'm like, "Sweetheart,
It's not hanging
this
out.
was a job. We're working."
We're working.
And she's like, "Babe, you're hanging out." I'm like, "No.
No, you
This
understand.
is a process.
It's a process.
Like it's bigger than just."
It's bigger than
Jokes.
you. It's
It
bigger
is,
than
man.
everything. It's us. It's
And honestly, that's why I respect like podcasters. Like, people undermine them and feel like they're not like this big deal, or like it's not like a job. And bro, honestly, like that whole social media like influencer thing, it's a whole job.
It's interesting because like I think the one thing that really worked for Oscar and I at the start of this was that we told each other, let's commit to 20 episodes, no matter what. 2 seasons, no matter what happens. Like, think if one person's listening, well, at least we did it.
Yeah.
And what happens is like there's ups and there's downs, but there's like you're building an audience, which is crazy to say. Like I said,
Those ups are great.
well, the up and the thing is like it just
Those
constantly-
downs are.
It's tough.
They're not like tough. It's more like I look at it sometimes. I'm like, I hope Ron doesn't like lose steam for it.
Oh no.
And
Because
I'm
true.
pretty
That's
sure
a
he
good
probably feels the
perspective.
same way. Like, damn,
Yeah.
I hope because we have to do a lot just to stretch this. Like, oh,
yeah.
could you do this? Could you do that? And it's like, like for you, you're a single man. You're like, damn, I had this set up, this lined up, my life lined up. Now I can't do this. And me, I have to be like, babe, I need to do this. She's like, well, it's our day, and it's like,
it's tough. But I think
know?
the good thing that we're seeing now is that like we've gotten to a point where a bad episode or whatever is our best.
I don't think it's a bad episode.
No, it's like that would be what would be our best a year ago, which is like really cool to say.
I think all our episodes are kind of fire. It's just you have to
And
find
we've been getting
the
so much
fire.
support. We've been getting so much support. Oh,
You have to find your fire.
Yeah, we
but no,
do.
all of it is we have a lot of knowledge, and like the other day, I have 2 things I want to interject with that.
go for it.
First thing is my friend's like, so I'm at work and I'm listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
And my friend says, what are you doing? I'm listening to my podcast. He goes, you have a podcast? I'm like, yeah, you should listen to it. And he goes, why are you listening to it? I'm like, why not? Like,
Why not?
I'm trying to see what I could do better, what we could do better,
Yeah,
what topics we touched.
Yeah.
I always listen to it and I always give advice afterwards, or I try and like get better.
Yeah.
Like, I like what I did there. I like what I did there. He's like, why do that? And I'm like, what are you even talking? I'm like, yo, bro, it's a lot. It's not just this. It's not just getting in front of a mic and just talking. It's like,
we're trying.
At first we were like, don't get me wrong. Our first episodes, we were just blah, blah, blah. You have to, eventually, we are polishing ourselves. We're learning little things. Like, yo, I like what you did there. I like what you did there. And like, we're getting better at it.
Mm-hmm.
On to add to that, our audience, 10% of it is my mom. Confirmed. My mom and my sister confirmed. I saw it today. So like, I'm home.
Yeah.
I go inside. I'm like, hey, mom, can I use your charger? She has the podcast playing on YouTube.
Okay.
So I'm like, Mom,
what are
you doing? She's like, oh, I'm listening to it.
Okay.
Okay, cool, Mom. Thank you. Then I go then I see another phone. She has another phone running.
Okay.
The podcast is playing.
Number one fan.
She's out here ripping it.
I love it.
So I'm like, yo, thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. And then she tells my dad, yo, did you listen to the podcast? And my dad's like, you know what I'm saying?
Podcast.
My dad is funny. My dad's like, my dad the other day was like, we sat down, he's quiet, I'm quiet, like, ¿y cuándo tú grabas ese programa? My dad thinks I go to Univision and record. In his eyes, like, I have, this is my secondary career.
Yeah, like,
I don't make a dime off of this.
We don't make nothing off of it.
We really make this for y'all.
For y'all.
And then my sister listens to it, and then she tells her husband to listen to it.
I love that.
And he doesn't, his English is good, but not
the best.
to understand what the fuck I'm saying. Because like my girl says I talk like a mumble rapper. She's like, when I talk, I need a little bouncing ball. Cause my daughter says I talk like, like she says I talk like, and I'm like, yo, I like how I talk. I not.
This is the way
you do kind of talk like that. I didn't think.
But she likes the way I talk.
Yeah.
My girl likes the way I talk. I think I like the way I talk.
I love the way you talk.
I was gonna ask that. So, how do you guys feel about listening to yourselves? I know you probably love it. Like listening to yourself back, because I feel indifferent about it. Like whenever I'm like, the podcast is different. I feel because it's just like it's a long episode and like you guys are like whatever. But I don't know. I've always been weird about like hearing myself in a video.
I've never had that problem.
And like being like, whoa, why do I sound like that?
I don't even being sarcastic.
No, I've never. I
just love hearing yourself.
This is how I sound. I'm amazing.
You might be a narcissist.
I think, I see narcissism. I honestly that. So when I first heard it, I'm like, I always heard my voice.
Yeah.
Now when it's, someone, I have a nice voice. I think I have a nice voice.
You're narcissistic.
No.
Gentle about it.
So basically, it's gonna sound corny. My girl says I have a nice voice. Okay. So before I met you, I heard your voice, and she was like, "You have a very nice voice." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
Very attractive. I will say that real quick. Like when a girl has a nice voice, like that's like I'm not a big voice notes guy.
I was about to ask that.
I don't like that. I don't like I don't like it. But like every now and then I'm talking to somebody, and then they send me.
You should be happy you don't have a Dominican mom, because that's what I get. My mom on WhatsApp kills me with the Dominican voice note, and it's a 3-minute song with no lyrics. It's just. I have to listen to the whole shit. I swear to God, I have one unheard. 2 minutes long. She sent it 2 days ago. I'm like, Mom, I'm not listening to it.
That's so much, bro.
But yeah, so that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then I heard it, and eventually you always feel like a little cringy hearing your own voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, you're like, oh, you get used to it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too.
And now I'm at a point where I listen to the podcast.
Right.
Like when it first drops, I listen to it.
Yeah.
And I'm at the gym usually listening to it, and I'm laughing by myself. I look crazy as fuck.
It's tough listening to the podcast by ourselves because in the gym especially.
You just laugh, and then sometimes you also there's days where I see something like, oh, that's cringy. I gotta fix that. And I know I go through that too. I'm like, oh, that's cringy, but. That's the rawness. Like, if we sound too polished, we don't sound real.
That's why. Why do you think we're fucking dads? Just raw. That's what happened.
You guys are beautiful. But I did hear that about like musicians too. Like I think Kanye said it once, which
you compare it to Kanye.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you are
pre Kanye or post Kanye.
Separate the art from the artist.
Pre Kanye.
Yeah, pre Kanye.
Go for it. Where you going?
Anyway, he was talking about how whenever he re-listens to himself.
Yeah.
He always, or he doesn't, because he always nitpicks on things that he could have done better. So like he'll hear a song and be like, I don't even like, why did I do that? Like, what was I thinking about that moment?
I feel like that's just a thing of life, though. Like, I think one of the worst feelings, not the worst feelings, but like we've all been through it. It's like you have an argument with somebody, and 5 minutes later you're like, fuck, I should have said this.
You mean in the shower?
Oh yeah, just
when you were a kid in high school and someone made fun of you and you're like, fuck, you start playing jokes. Like, I should have said this. I should have said his mom is fat. You know?
Like, fuck this guy,
Or something similar is like, everyone goes through this.
Here we go.
You got a nice cut, or you have a nice outfit.
Yeah.
You take mad selfies or pictures.
Yeah.
And then now you're just going through the selfies.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Like, and then you're like, this is the one. And and then you look at it so much, you start disliking.
You're like, since when, like, have I
That's
been
how the-
cross-eyed my
yeah.
entire
Yeah,
life?
yeah.
Like, my eyes always been disoriented.
That's
Damn,
a
it's like,
fact.
do I got friends? And it's like,
Like,
nah, bro. You just if you look at something hard enough, you're gonna find flaws.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta just be like,
Put it up, fired, boom.
Yeah.
fuck it,
Who
yeah.
cares? Who cares?
And then let the people say what they want to say, because people are gonna hate. People are like, that's, you know, even Jesus had haters.
Bold comparison. Kanye, Jesus.
Bro, we're out here with Nick. Okay, 10 minutes into it, we're here, dog. You're here from Cali. How's Cali been treating you? How's everything
amazing,
going out there?
man. I love it.
You just moved to a new spot?
How's the homelessness? I heard that is crazy.
It's crazy, man. And now I live downtown, so it's even more.
I heard it's
worse,
insane.
bro. It's insane.
Like it's really bad. I heard
Like
San Diego's
it's
crazy.
just it's so different though. The homelessness, like
I was
compared
about to
to New
ask
York,
you, it's like a different type of homeless?
totally different.
Well,
bro.
in what way? How's the homelessness in New York versus California?
The homeless in New York, like for the most part,
Yeah.
people in California, the homeless won't bother you for the most part. Like
California.
they're in their own world and
Okay.
like drugged out for the most part.
Okay.
I mean, to an extent.
Okay.
But they don't bother you. Like they're spinning in circles, dancing in the street.
Kind of like in Austin. Like in Austin, they were like
Yeah.
under that underpass, but then once you got past that, like before you
Right.
went to 6th Street, yeah. Okay.
But it's okay in the sense that like, yeah, they're not gonna bother you. Like they're not gonna beg you for money, you know, as opposed to here in New York. I feel like the homeless are like they're all up in your business, you know, like they want something from you.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but
No,
like
but
most
they're
of
not
them.
afraid to ask. They're
Right.
like they will be there going up to you like, can I get $1? Just look at you in the face.
Yeah. And the homeless in San Diego, it's like you'll get that, but not so much. It's more so like I just want to vibe, you know.
Yeah, I just
and they've
wanna-
like
I just wanna
accepted
rock.
their homelessness. They're like,
Yeah.
this is a great city. Like
They
you
chose
know,
it.
yeah.
I'm warm all the time.
They got like
I'm
tents,
chill-
bro. The area that I live in, there's literally a street that is just full, like you know Skid Row, where it's like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a town of homelessness.
Yeah.
That's how it is on one of the blocks that I live on.
That's cool.
No, it's awful because every time we drive by there, you just see tents and like people are living, and we're like, yo, there's literally like there could be like a TV, like a whole setup in
and
that
then you
tent.
get to your apartment
I seen that meme. Like there was a tent and they had a projector set up.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
And then you
but-
get to your apartment, indoor
Yeah,
pool,
and
like
that's the
all this
dark
good
thing,
shit.
bro, 'cause it's like-
it's crazy.
You live in
makes
this
you
nice
question-
apartment.
I think it makes you question what homelessness is. If they're like, I'm cool with a tent and a
Right.
projector and I like this life,
Exactly.
are you really homeless?
Like, would you live out of your
That's your home at that
If you
point.
had like a luxury RV, would you live out of it?
I mean, that's not luxury RV, but if I had a luxury,
Yeah, if you had a
luxury RV would be fire though.
Yeah, I'm saying like you have a
Who's
jacuzzi.
gonna
in it.
fire? You have like a traveling home. Like, you know what? San Diego's not really my vibe. I'm moving to Memphis. And just
I feel like when we
drive.
first moved in, like when I remember when I first moved into the apartment, I was like, I want to get a jacuzzi in here. I was like looking at Amazon to buy an inflatable jacuzzi
Right inside your
inside my apartment in Brooklyn. I was like, I'm gonna like have a jacuzzi in my dining room.
Yo, I didn't know Taylor. This is mad random.
Go for it.
Glad you said that. I didn't know Taylor Swift lived in Bushwick
She lives in Bushwick.
or lived at
She lived in
Bushwick.
She
Bushwick.
lived in
She lived
Bushwick.
in
What are we
Cornelia
doing
Street.
here? Cut
That
the
what
camera.
are you?
So I was at work today, and they had Fox News playing, and she has like these concerts. She has like 3 concerts in New York, and they're like, Swifties, you gotta go. And they're
She
like,
does love this queen.
Taylor Swift's ode to New York. And they're like, she used to live in Cornelia Street, and she had a song about it. And then they showed her apartment, and she had a whole townhouse in Cornelia Street in Bushwick.
Gotta
Cornelia's
love
on Bushwick.
I love it.
That shit had an indoor. That shit was beautiful.
Yeah,
but damn,
gorgeous.
she was in the hood, kind of. Looking.
Kind of.
But do celebrities really live anywhere? I feel
Bro,
like
nah, Crib
you
was
know,
nice, bro.
like
I
they
would
don't
live there.
they don't really live somewhere.
Yeah, you're
though.
right,
Like you're
you're
always traveling.
You're always moving around.
So it's like, where do you live?
I didn't know
Like,
Taylor Swift lived in Bushwick.
she has a place in Bushwick.
I mean, she probably in her Uber ride wherever she was going. She probably seen us.
That's what if you're watching.
That's
this,
what you. That's what you cut.
She probably saw us. You know, she probably saw us like the.
if you're watching this,
probably seen us degenerate, like running around.
I
being
will
stupid,
say,
doing funny shit.
In our mid-20s, Wyckoff Avenue saw a lot of things from the 3 of us.
that's crazy. On mid
like Cornelia Street is literally off.
I know.
It's
I
right
know.
there. So it's like she must have seen some shit.
So I went out. I went like I obviously I live in Bushwick, so like I went and I like did the Bushwick Mile that we call, right? We go up and down to the bars, and I look back and I'm like, yo, like I don't get cringed about listening to my voice. I get cringed about thinking of the stuff that we did, like the things that we did up and down those streets, and like how belligerent we were. Like that's what I'm just like.
What's the cringiest? Can you think of a cringiest?
The cringiest
moment?
one was when we dared we were just drunk, and it's you because you know how to do this. He'll go to people and be like, you won't do that, knowing that like there's something in New
would never
York
do that.
that if you tell a New York
No,
person
something in liquor.
that you're like, you won't do this, and Nick was like, you won't walk 8 blocks with butt naked, and our boy was
did
like,
that?
friend of ours. He's like, you won't walk in New York butt naked, and he just walked, just dick out.
I think I have a video of that exact
That's
moment.
crazy, insane. Or the time that these guys, all right, it's like December. Oh no, it's like January. We're walking back after the bars. I'm annihilated. I'm like, guys, I'm going home. I'll meet you there. I go into my room. I wake up like an hour later, hear a ton of ruckus. I'm just like, whatever. I'll deal with it in the morning. I wake up in the morning. I come outside. There's a fucking Christmas tree in my living room. These guys took the Christmas tree from outside and brought it into my, like some random Christmas tree, and brought it into my fucking. And I was like, what are we doing? And then we threw it out the window.
Yeah, man.
Great time.
Full of testosterone. Don't know what to do with it.
But now we're better. Now we get drunk by ourselves in the corner, Uber home. It's great.
No, I barely drink. I only drink with y'all, man. I'll be honest.
Sky Oaks.
Not even that. It's just I don't like driving. I'm like, this shit.
Nah, drinking drive's not bad.
How you guys been though, man? I miss you guys.
We're good. We're good.
How's the kids?
Just dealing with it, man. Just handling
How are
life.
the kids? How's Mia doing?
It's a lot, man. I'll let you go first because I have a lot to talk about.
Logan's good. Logan's
You
good.
already know. Bro, I have a 10-year-old. It's different.
We get into my kid after, but
I didn't really want to talk about this, but I'll tell you guys about it.
Dale.
I'll tell you, Oscar, because Nick knows. But so I coach my son's little league team, and I got suspended from the league for 2 games.
oh my god.
You do a lot.
No, it wasn't because of that. We talked about it last episode. Like I'm nice. I understand things. I think it was
Can you give more context?
What?
How old is
Oh, you
this?
think it was
a race thing, 100%. So we're in first place. So the team I'm coaching is in first place.
Bro, that's not good. That's kind of messed
How
up.
old?
It's very messed up. They're
is
8. They're
this?
8 and under. My son is 6. The kids I play with are 8 and under. So that's the age group. We had a game. We were undefeated. We're the first place team by a lot. And then we are losing this game. It's a Monday. We played the game the day before. Our kids were tired. 3rd inning. We're losing 8-0. I go to the coach. I'm like, yo, let's call it. Like, the game's done. You guys win. All right, cool. Shake hands. Whole thing. Game's over. The next day, an email comes from the league saying, Ron, you're suspended for 2 games because, like,
Sportsmanship?
on sportsmanlike, like you quit the game, like, all this other stuff. And I was like, hold up. Everyone agreed to this. Like, the umpire was like, yeah, game's over, like, mercy rule.
But, they're going to agree to it. I got to keep going.
No, because that was it. I was like, the game's over. Like, if I knew I was going to get suspended, I would be like, okay.
Is there a mercy rule in that league?
Yeah, there is.
You should wait to get that mercy rule.
I thought it was. I just didn't know the rules because I was like umpire. Because I was like,
because for the kids, they're probably like,
no, everybody was tired. We played the day before.
Oh, yeah, like for the other kids, I know you're not saying that, but like for the parents, they're like, momentum. That could have been a good win for us. I'm playing devil's advocate.
No, they won.
They wanted a mercy, you guys.
They did. They won 8-0 after 3 innings. Game's over.
So if it was a mercy rule, you guys just...
I thought it was a mercy rule. I was like,
you thought it was what's the mercy rule?
I don't know what it was, but apparently it's more.
That's probably what it was. But like, I get what you're saying. I get your point. Maybe.
So, it doesn't matter.
It's one of those where it's like,
here's the thing. Okay, but I get suspended, right? But why doesn't the other coach get suspended? Like, this is...
Because he's going to throw you under the bus.
This is ridiculous, though.
He's going to say, well, he asked for it. He asked for it, and I just gave it to him because I'm not trying to argue with another parent.
I guess. Whatever. It was a stupid thing. So they suspended me. And now, like, there's an uproar going on because my parents are like, what do you mean? Because they
I told him to pull the whole team from the league. Because if they're disrespecting you like that, what is like...
Yeah. No, now I would just coach the kids and be like, yo, we're going to kill every team. And now we're going to make sure mercy every team.
Oh, yeah, that... Because I keep my foot off the gas. But now I'm just like...
Now you have to run up every score. Like,
oh, yeah.
You're going to tell me now, you're going to say, listen, you're going to tell me... Literally, before the game starts, when you guys exchange lineups, you're like, listen... Because in baseball, that's what they do. When you first start a game, you exchange lineups. Mm-hmm. They know who's playing on each side. Yeah. But you can tell them like this. Look, man, it's not personal.
Yeah.
And like, what do you mean?
It's not personal.
Just watch.
Just put it on them.
Just watch. Yeah. Logan, get some Red Bull. Boom.
Put it on them. Put it on them.
That's what I would do. But like,
it's just a little bit because I'm just like, it's like I like to see the good in people. I really do. I always think everyone's like has their best intentions when they meet me. Like, I love to see the good in people, and then I'm like, okay, like,
bro, you know that's not true.
I know
people
because I'm the only Hispanic.
Look, I'm horrible, bro. Don't go down my rabbit.
Bro,
I'm the opposite. I expect you to be the worst.
That's crazy.
Are you the only Hispanic coach?
Only Hispanic one. I'm the youngest one, and it's me and my brother. And we do everything and our kids do everything the right way because you have 2 ex-college baseball players, and now we have an actual college coach coaching us, like coaching my kids.
Yeah.
And it's like they hate us because we're all Hispanic. We have the music, but we're not ratchet or nothing. We win.
Well, the other day I was walking and they were through this park in like I think it was like East Meadow, and they were playing country music while they were playing baseball. I'm like, yo, bro, these kids are not gonna win no games.
Well, that's a big thing. Hang on, Oscar. That's a
no, they're not gonna win no games. I heard that shit's just so slow,
bro.
And the dude had a little speaker, and I'm like, yo. And at first I'm like, yo, if that was hip hop music, people would be in uproar.
But here's the thing, though.
But the dude literally had it right by his mouth. Like,
I think you're wrong though because you haven't seen baseball down south, and that's
okay. But we're not down south. We are in Long Island.
Maybe
we are in literally East Meadow, Nassau. Like, there's no one country there.
Yeah.
Nassau is literally like an extension of Queens.
Yeah, I understand that.
There's nothing country there. There's
big,
no horses
country music's a big part of baseball.
All right, but country music is what? When you think of country, what do you think of country?
Down south, yeah, like
horses, cows.
There's
no one cattle farms in Nassau County. Let's just be real about it. A lot of people want to be fake cowboys and like fake down south.
Yeah.
Even people down south want to be fake down south. Deep south, like real people that are down south, like in farm and with the fucking hay. Those are real down south people. Everybody else, if you live in fucking Atlanta, you're in the city, bro. Like you're not a farm.
Let's
boy.
Go back to Nick, because Nick is here.
My bad.
We always do this.
But yeah, my bad. Let's just bring it up to my daughter. So she's 10.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're 10, going on 11 in October,
yeah,
she's going through that shit. So her mother calls me. She goes, "Listen, her school's having a presentation on sex education." Bro, she's 10 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Now I have to have the birds and the bees talk at 10.
How are you gonna do that?
How the fuck do your parents have that?
So she's in public school?
Oh, you know, but in Nassau County.
Nassau County?
It's a good one, yeah, it's a good one.
Okay.
But still, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you have the birds and the bees talk with a 10-year-old?
What is so did she have it? Or
I know that her mother pulled her because it's too much.
Right.
Like, she's 10.
Right.
Like, how was your birds and the bees talk in general? Like, what do you remember of sex education in general in school?
We didn't have sex
school.
We didn't have sex education.
You didn't have any, right?
No.
So how about your parents? How'd they talk to you?
Even that.
No.
Barely had that.
So your mom never had that with you?
Barely, bro.
The way
it was
I
like...
And 10, remember, you're in 5th grade.
Oh,
especially not 10.
In 5th grade. All right, so what about you?
At 10, I wasn't having that. I was playing Pokemon.
In New York City, at 12 years old, they're like saying, in New York City, in the city limits, they're saying they want to introduce teaching kids about gender reassignment and all that extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The option at 12.
Yeah.
Bro, at 12? Really? At 12? Bro, I was happy about getting ice cream at Carvel. Like, I'm not, my brain is not, I can't, like, so now she's 10.
Yeah.
So now I have to find the ways to talk about.
Wait, so did you have to, like, sign a slip saying, hey, we're going to teach
they just teach it, raw dog.
I think it depends.
And they show, like, a video of, like, a dick getting erect.
Okay.
But, like, x-ray, I think they say x-ray. It's wild. I'm like, the penis pumps blood when it's erect. I'm like, bro, like, she's 10.
Completely unrelated, because you said.
So I got me really mad. So I'm like, how do I deal with this?
Okay.
Did you say unrelated thing?
I can't. I'll wait afterwards.
So no, I don't mind. But like, yeah, now I'm like,
I think pre-workout helps you get your dick hard.
It does.
Okay.
Okay. It does. It's proven fact. but pre-workout is also gonna shave 20 years off your life. So just take that. Take that
as you want.
Holy sturgeon.
Dick hard, dying at 60.
Just like,
enjoy.
I think that's like, okay.
But I wouldn't do it because I ain't gonna sleep afterwards. You're gonna be, wired. You'll be like running laps.
My thing is, where's the line between,
go for it,
like, full exposure, like, don't hold anything back, because I know
your kids are naturally curious. So like,
you
tell the kid like, yo, this is natural. This is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
This is what happens at 10. Kids always want to be grown.
Yeah.
Like looking back, I was in such a rush to be grown for no reason. Like I wanted to be so much more than what I was capable of.
Right.
I remember being 18. I'm like, I can't wait to be able to turn 21. I can't wait to be able to be ID'd and get into clubs. I can't wait to talk to people.
Girls. Yeah.
I can't wait to be out here driving. I can't wait to be out here doing this and that and going on vacations. And now I'm at a point where I can reach all that. And I'm like, I wish I was younger.
But do you feel like?
So imagine these, like I know what you're saying, like, yo, I see all these kids now. They're in a rush to do so much, and now you tell them at 10 years old, hey, this is how the body works.
Yeah.
And that's why your body's changing the way it is.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so what?
Kind of wild.
I was just saying, do you feel like there's a thing? Because I feel, at least me personally, I was held back from a lot of things. Yeah. I know that 10 is an early age. Though, yeah. But I do feel like I was held back from a lot of things.
Our school didn't do a good job with that.
They tried. School. Our school's awful.
They're just sheltering you guys to like, well, this society. Like, yeah. I remember being like in fucking 6th grade, and I remember seeing like girls, like they would take their shorts and ride them up higher, and then having girls with tongue rings in 6th grade.
That's crazy.
I remember being in 8th grade, and there was girls with tongue rings in my school.
That's the difference.
And see one of my best friends like making out with a girl in front of homeroom, and then like,
how old were you for your first kiss? How old were you for your first kiss?
Bro,
I don't even know.
I'm on a tangent. I don't know, bro. You're like going crazy right now.
Go.
So then, what the fuck? So, yeah, I remember that. And I remember I was just like, because I went to like private school for 2 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I went to private school for 2 years, for 6th and 7th, because my parents wanted me to be educated. And my parents were working like double shifts. And, like, they were like, I wouldn't see my dad and my mom.
They were grinding, yeah.
Just to get me into that Catholic school. And that Catholic school was a little ghetto for it being a Catholic school.
Yeah.
So I told my parents, yo, I can't see my parents like this. So I told them, put me in a public school. It's okay. The culture shock. Because I went to 8th grade, I went to 210, and 210 was wild.
Yeah.
Like, super wild. Like, you had gangs in there. You had kids getting jumped. And then you had girls with tongue rings. I remember, like, being in class. And I remember I seen a kid behind another kid pulling a girl's thong up. I swear to God.
Yeah. This was a Catholic school?
And she was liking that shit. And I'm just like, no, public school. And then a kid smoking cigarettes and a kid with tattoos on his neck.
Like, this is crazy to me.
And I'm in 8th grade. I'm like, yo, bro, we're all young. What the fuck? Like, what grade are these kids in?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and kids cut in class buying Lucy's off the deli. And we're 8th grade. Kids smoking cigarettes at the Burger King on Atlantic.
That's
I'm
insane
like,
to me.
and I'm just like, yo, I have to avoid all these.
But we didn't deal with any of that. Like, you don't, like, Oscar, I think, like, we spoke about it before in our school, right? We knew every year, first day of school, new kids would come to school. And the kids that were in my school for a long time, we knew if they would make it or not. We're like, oh, they're not. They're gonna be here for 2 weeks. They're gonna be gone, because we just know they can't do it.
Yeah,
they're gonna get expelled.
Bro, my school was like 210. 210's it's like it's not bad, but it's not great. Like, it's not the best school. Like, it's one of those schools. Like, it was just so much fuckery going on. Yeah. And like, there was like, yo, it was literally thinking back now. Like, I remember when I went to high school, I saw worse shit. Like, I remember, like, one time I took a cab. I'm taking a cab. Yeah. Cause I'm late to school in 8th grade. And the cab driver is looking at the girls walking by like, "Está buena," and like, yo, this girl's 12.
Yeah, it's insane. It's crazy.
But this girl's wearing lowrider jeans and showing a thong.
Right.
So in his eyes, she doesn't know that. Maybe he did. Maybe he's a creep. But that's the shit. And I'm like, and I have to like try and circumvent all of that and like try to keep my eyes on school and try and be squared away because I have my parents and that pressure. And it's like,
it's tough.
That's New York City public schools. And then you go to high school, and then high school, once kids realize that this shit don't really count no more. Yeah. And these teachers don't care if you come to class. They just start cutting class. And then now I have a daughter who's 10. Yeah. And she's only 2 years away from 12, 13, 14. And I'm like, fuck. Like, now it's my turn to be like, how do I fix this shit?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
No, I was just bringing up the whole point between exposure, like exposing kids to life in general, because I know a lot of people that, especially in our school, and just me too, like I was like totally censored, or however you want to say it, from a lot of things in general. Like,
you sound pretty good though, man.
Yeah, but like
our class was a cream of the crop.
Yeah,
it's a healthy dose though. Like,
well, right, and that's the thing. I know a lot of people that were told, like, parents were like, you can't do anything, like you can't go out, you can't see people, like you can't, like, you know, this is all like evil, you know, and like you're an awful person if you do this. Yeah. And then the second they leave their home, or the second like high school's done, it's like, oh, I'm gonna do all these things now because I was told not to.
Art, like, so for my high school class, my valedictorian never hung out, never did anything. She got a scholarship to a school 1 year, didn't even make it, because like it's like a dog on a leash. Right. She got let loose, and she just tore it all up. Right. And it's like that. You need to find that balance of like, you let your kid go out, scrape their knees, do what they need to do. Yeah. But like, you can't also like.
How are you? I'm sorry. Okay.
Go ahead. No, it's like you just can't let them like just. You can't also be like, rip a Lucy here. Right. Like there's a balance. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is to find that balance is very.
And I feel like. So do you feel like it's different? I'm sorry, I'm cutting you guys.
No. I want to hear what you're saying.
No, I was gonna say, do you feel like, because obviously you have a girl, and you have a beautiful girl. She's amazing. I love you. And Logan, so you guys are literally two opposite ends. Yeah. And I feel like it's different between finding the balance with a boy and finding the balance with a girl.
I think that it's
society makes it different.
Yeah, of course.
Society's like, oh, boy, well, you call your boy kissing, good shit.
Right.
My man. And then like you see your daughter kissing, you whore. It's like, come on, man. Like, there has to be a balance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I think that.
How do you find that, or try?
If I had a son, I think I would be. I that's how I am. I'm just equal with everything. If I had a son, I saw my son kissing a girl, I'd be like, you fucking piece of shit. I would destroy him. I'm like, bro.
But
like,
at what age?
Let's focus on the school. It's like they're already counting you out, huh?
At what age do you say that to him? Because if he's
10 kissing girls,
10.
That's crazy.
Like, don't get me wrong, but I want my, like, because I look at it like I was born and I felt like I was already counted out as a kid. once I reached a certain, like, I started being around other kids. Because when you grow up in a Hispanic neighborhood, you're in a Hispanic bubble. Mm-hmm. Everyone's Hispanic. Everyone is good. Yeah. And then you start being around other people of different skin tones. Yeah. And you're already counted out. Like, you're always, oh, that's the bad kid. Yeah. Oh, everybody's hanging out cursing, that's because of him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everyone's smoking, that's because of him. No, for sure. Everyone's drinking, because of him. Because you're already like that. And then you go to a job, they're trying to cancel you. Yeah. Yeah. And meanwhile, this kid is probably worse than you. So, if I had a son, I'd make him aware of those, aware of those stereotypes. Like, listen, they're trying to cancel you. Like, I'm leaving right off the bat. Your name is Oscar Gonzalez, whatever. They're already looking. You have the most Hispanic name of all time. Yeah, they're gonna cancel you. They're trying to cancel you. Just let them know any ground balls are gonna try and cancel you. So, like, I would try my best. But he's gonna be good looking, my son. So that's gonna be hard.
I think so back to your, like, how do you manage it, right? Yes. I think one thing that I definitely think that, okay, so you as a girl dad have it way more difficult than me. Because for me, like, obviously, like, I want my son to do the best, but I'm pretty much doing what my parents did to me. They were like, we're gonna make you is a tough word, but, like, we're gonna make you like playing baseball, or you like playing sports. If you want to keep on doing this, you need to do good in school. Because, like, that was the first lesson I learned, right? Because I ran track, I played volleyball, I did all this shit. But I was like, the minute I didn't do good in school, all that was taken away. So now I can't do this thing that I've been taught since little to love. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm not going to be in the streets. Like, I'm not, like, I remember being on the block playing basketball in the front, and then my dad would just come outside and be like, we have a game. And I have to be like, guys, I have to leave. Yeah. And these guys would be like, oh, you got a game. Like, this was just part of it. Like, it was just part of growing up. Yeah. But that kept me straight. Like, it got me through high school, it got me through college. Like, so that's kind of what I'm doing with Logan. Like, Logan now, if he doesn't do good in school, I'm like, you're not going to play it. Like, you're just not going to play it. It's different when like, that's like the simple of a girl I can only imagine.
No, with boys, it gets difficult when they get like 15, 16, 17. Because, like, boys, they don't realize, like, it's like,
but the thing is, like, my parents.
Like, when did you grow? When did puberty hit you?
Honestly, puberty hit me, but it was always like.
And when did it hit you? Like, oh, fuck, I look different. Like, I look insane.
Not different. I think it was more of a, like, I think I first noticed that I was like, okay, I like girls because there was this movie called Open Water, and it was about these two people that got stuck in the ocean and sharks killed them. But for some reason, right in the beginning of the movie, there's a scene where the girl's just getting undressed in a non-sexual way, and it's like a nipple comes out, and I would go home and watch that movie every single day because I would watch a nipple. And I'd be like, this is...
You just watch it?
Just watch it.
But at what age were you like, man, yeah, she looks cute, I'm going to talk to her. Like, you start getting those urges. Like, I need to go. I need to put myself out there.
I think I've always liked girls, though.
But I'm saying I had to put my, like, you got to...
Bro, when I was...
You made an extra initiative. Like, where you were like, you know what, I'm out. I'm not trying.
No, I was young. I started young. I always liked girls, bro.
You don't hear what I'm saying. At what point were you like, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna bag numbers. I'm out here bagging numbers.
I remember like one time, the most.
Not one time, I'm saying bagging numbers, my brother. Like,
bro, I don't.
Obviously, bro, like 16, 17, 18, like that's those ages, those critical ages where you're like, where you start, oh man, I got this project. Fuck, there's a party or project.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go to that party.
Yeah.
That's the age. Girls go through that a little younger.
It's also very different because, like, we went to, like, our schools were so, like, you don't understand, like, yours.
No, like, right now, my daughter's 12. My daughter's 10. But I see her with other classmates, and her boys are so much smaller than her. My daughter looks like a grown woman compared to those little boys.
Oh, like her friends?
No, the boys, the boys in her class. Yeah. Because puberty hits girls earlier.
Yeah.
And mentally, it hits them early. Like, my daughter's way more mature than those 10-year-old boys.
Yeah.
The 10-year-old boys are wearing headbands around their head and running around in circles. And my daughter's just like, I'm just gonna walk. I like sweaters. Dad, I need my boundaries. And like, you're like,
how is that when she tells you I need your boundaries? Like, what's that?
I have to respect it. I'd be like, at first I'm just like, I'm an asshole. I'm like, no, you don't need your boundaries.
Well, what does that mean? Like, when she says I need my boundaries, like,
give her space.
Get away from me.
Give her space, yeah. And then my girl's like, no, my girl be fighting for, like, stop. And then I think to myself, she's a girl.
No, you gotta
girl. Yeah. They're speaking the same language. I don't know what the fuck. So,
because bro, honestly, it translates to everything. Yeah, like you give the boundaries, and she'll know, like, if I go out in the real world and I say give my boundaries, everyone's gonna give her boundaries. Yeah, as opposed to like you don't.
I give my daughter all the tips in the world. Like, some girl was pointing at her, like they were friends, and she was like, "Oh, do this," and I'm like, I said, "Sweetheart, come over here. Don't ever let someone pointing you in your face here ever in your life. Don't ever do that again." You can tell next time. Listen, I appreciate we're cool and all that on that same wavelength.
That might be
don't point at me.
Yeah.
Don't point at me.
You don't like people pointing at you?
It's not good. It's not, and to let it slide, it's not good. If I let her know that at 10, that's not good. Hopefully, when she's 25, she doesn't know what point at her.
Okay, I guess I like that. Okay.
Bro, it's the little things, man. I gotta raise a young queen. It's hard to raise a girl.
She's beautiful.
Girls are a lot. Girls are a lot, man.
Girls are a lot. I
can't believe she's 10 though. That's a whole decade, bro.
Bro,
how does that make you feel?
Oh man, my girl's been helping me through it because like I don't know, because sometimes I still treat her like she's a baby.
Yeah, you always will.
My daughter lets me know like, yo, she's not.
She'll be 30 and you're still treating her like a baby.
100%. Yeah.
I do think so. Like, let's go back to you because we're here for you.
No,
35 minutes of just awesome.
You talk about my kid.
Kid stuff. Kid stuff is real. Like,
we can talk about my kid.
When do you want to have kids? You want to have kids?
I have. What?
What?
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah.
But I want to be, and I don't even like saying this because I feel like no one's ever ready for anything in life.
Okay.
Like marriage, having a kid, having whatever it is. Yeah. But I do want to have kids.
You're okay with having a kid before getting married?
That's the norm. Not a lot. That's the norm.
Okay.
That's on bar.
Yes, I'm okay with it. It's not ideal.
Okay. What's the ideal situation for you? For Nicholas Singleton? You,
ideal
situation.
What's your ideal?
Get married, get engaged, get married, have a kid?
Clip this.
No, for you, Nicholas. You want to get married, have a kid?
Yes, I do want to get married. I would love to have multiple kids.
You want to get married first and have a kid, or you just like?
I don't think it matters that much to me, if I'm being honest, bro.
Is marriage important to you?
I'll be honest, bro. Yeah. I think that's the norm. Like people.
Yeah.
I think the whole. Don't get me wrong. We respect marriage, but like I think the fact of getting married first and then having a kid. Our parents did it and it worked. With our generation, it's not gonna work.
You think so?
Because we just look at it like, we could share something. We could share something, but me being tied to one person and now we have this kid. Now we have to be tied permanently. It's a hard pill to swallow. Okay. Because like you change, as a man, you keep changing. Like we're 20 to 30. How you are now to how you're gonna be in 40. At age 40 is gonna be way different.
Of course.
And the same, and vice versa. So now you have to stay with that person because you have a kid. I know under the Bible it says you have to, but you have to adapt.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the fact that marriage sounds more like a business deal now.
You think so?
In the way that the government looks at it, yeah.
So, are you open to do you want to get married again? Like, I'm not getting. Do you want to get married, or like, is that something that like?
I don't mind, bro.
I'm
mad chill, bro.
Marriage
is marriage. No. I'm saying like
in your plan, like in Oscar's
if we talk and we have a deep conversation, like I see that we are on the same page about everything, and you love mine like it's yours, and I love yours like it's mine, and everything just works.
Yeah. I don't like you want to. So like I'm asking, you want to get married? Like I want to get married.
Oh yeah, eventually. Yeah, I think every dude wants to get. I
know.
I am. I like Brent Fayez.
So that's the way
I like Brent Fayez in Future, but I want to get married. Fuck that. I love love. Love is beautiful. I love seeing people in love. That shit makes me smile.
Yes. So like that's why I like going to your point because like the whole transition here is like. In Cali, it's so different, right? Like people are more so open to like, we'll just have a kid together. We don't have to get married. Like, right. Just like, I think then marriage scares a lot of. It depends where you're at.
Commitment, bro. It's like you're locked in with somebody.
Well, yeah. I think more important, and I think you and Jillian are doing. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Jillian.
I think you guys are doing great because I think not more important than marriage, but I think before you should live.
Let's talk
totally
real
against
quick.
The norm.
Because like I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, and it's great because like Oscar and I we're all here best friends, so we can talk about it. I think there's a Hispanic stereotype or Hispanic. Let me not say that.
Old school stereotype.
There's a Hispanic mindset, an old mindset where it feels like you shouldn't live with your partner until you guys are married. Right. I think as you get older and like you start developing your own thoughts and your own feelings and like, hey, this is the way things go. You're like, no. I should live with somebody before I'm like, hey, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. So what are your thoughts
living with someone, you learn so much about the other human, regardless of what your relationship is. You could be a friend, you could be a stranger, you could be totally invested in the person. You learn so much about that person when you're actually living with them day in and day out.
Yeah.
And to get married with someone before you do that, to me, is so like, it doesn't make sense.
It's insane.
You learn, like, you're literally like, your whole day is with that other person for the most part. Obviously you go about your day and like you have things, but you're living with that person, so like your ups and downs, they're there. You know, and it's like when you don't live with the person, you can kind of feel it, but like when you're living with them, it's a totally different vibe. So I'm a big advocate of living with the person before you get married with or have a kid even.
No, I would agree.
You know,
why not? Like at this point, like it's high stakes. Like you're living with someone, you're gonna have if you like someone and you feel like it's gonna be someone that's worth building with, why not live with them?
Yeah.
Because like it's so stupid, but in little things you'll see how they are. Like it's like a foreshadowing of how they are with real shit.
right?
Yeah.
So if you're arguing about fucking bills,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen when you guys are arguing about what school the kid's gonna go to?
Mm-hmm.
Those little fights are like a microcosm of what the fuck might happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you should want to live with a person. And on top of that, like, I think our parents have these societal norms because they come from Latin America.
Exactly. That's what the
where
point
in Latin America, like in those countries, you need to have these things done. We live in.
It's not you're frowned upon. You're like, why are you doing
and
that?
And a lot of our parents come from like little small towns. Not most of them come from cities, but most of them come from small towns. Or when they lived in the city, it was like years ago. In New York City, it's like a different city. So like you want to live with a person, just cause you guys spend a lot of time with each other. Why not? Like,
yeah.
It's stupid not to live with someone. Like
Especially
if you're
when
dating someone for years, 4 years.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna come over, but I'm gonna leave in the morning. That's just kind of stupid.
So here's my thing. Let's just ask that question. When's the right time to move in with somebody?
There's never a right time.
No.
It's like having a kid. It's
getting
a feeling.
Yeah.
If you feel like, yo, I'm here with this person 5 days out of the week.
Yeah.
Why don't we live together?
Yeah. Nick?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's a right time.
Just like whenever you guys are both on the same.
Like if you're fully invested in the person and you're ready for that step where it's like, I know I want this long term with the other person, why not?
And it's a good task.
And
like,
we're also old, bro.
think about it. Like if you're dating with someone,
you know, like,
but even like in general, like so let's say I'm with somebody, me and her are dating, and Monday through Friday I'm with her.
Yeah.
I come over after work.
Yeah.
I leave in the morning, go to work, and then Saturday, Sunday, I stay at my parents' house.
Yeah.
Cool. I do that for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I finally move in with the person after 5 years, and I realized, man, I hate the way the way she sleeps.
Yeah, or something.
I hate the way she's dirty.
Yeah.
Everything about her icks me. Like, oh my god, the way she puts on these fucking corny TV shows that pisses me off. Man, we don't even want to cook together. Like, we don't even cook together. Like, she's like, you want to cook? I don't want to cook.
You start playing right the layers. You're like, I don't like.
You're
this.
like, I don't like this shit.
Yeah.
Or her mom just pops up out of nowhere.
Oof.
Now, if you had that, you could save those 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Like,
I think that's an interesting thing you talked about too. Is like I think that when you're
her mom, I love.
No.
My girl's mom is the shit.
No. I'm saying like
and her dad, they're cool.
I think that it's like it's also like interesting. Like you're gonna learn. And okay, back to the point you made, right, Nick? It's like we're getting older, so like now, and we'll go into dating with this, right? Like now that I'm getting older, I'm 2 years behind you, but like we're getting older and we're dating.
Bro, one. You're born in 92.
Okay.
when were you born?
91.
Early 90s.
You're born 91.
What are you?
Dike Aquarius.
Aqua?
Can't swim.
Can't
swim.
Are you in the microwave? Your sign is in the microwave right now?
Oh, I know what you're saying. Retrograde. I don't know what that means though. What science?
What are you? Yeah,
turns?
like what's your
Science
like?
take turns?
Wait, what sign are you?
You're Aquarius?
Aquarius gang, baby.
What's that mean?
That means I'm a water bearer.
What's that?
I did my research.
Do you know how to swim?
That means I balance water.
Do you know how to swim?
Aquarius.
No. Actually,
it's actually not a water sign at all.
Exactly. I'm an air sign.
Yeah, you're
right?
an air sign.
See, yo, shout out to the growth. So what I do is, I'm not a swimmer.
Oh, I know.
What I do is I control the water.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like the moon, look, because the moon controls the water. If you think about it, right? Yo.
So we get back on track.
I don't believe in astrology, but I heard one thing and it really like.
Oh my god.
I kind of.
It
kind of fought the argument.
Yeah.
So, the moon, right? The moon goes around the earth, the earth, whatever. I don't know which way who goes around who. But you have high tides and low tides, right? And when you have a high tide, it's the moon's gravitational pull pulling the water, right? And then you have high tides. And then when you don't have that, it's because the moon's not pulling, right? That's a low tide, right? So if the moon from so far away is doing that to the water, high tides and low tides, what is it doing to the blood in your body? Because your body's made up of 75% water, right? So if it's doing that shit to the water on Earth, a big, large mass of water, what's it doing to your body?
But I think
that's astrology, my brother.
I think that's also relevant.
Astrology. I just got mad at Father for that one. Astrology game.
I don't think it's relevant to where you are on the planet, because like a moon tide.
That if you have the apps, you.
What the fuck? Because like a low tide in a low tide in New York isn't the same as Australia. And if you're born on the same day of the year,
I can tell Ronald's one of them argumentative.
Bro, I'm just letting you know.
He's all logic.
When you hear the science, my brother, you just. Listen, I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna teach you about life. Ronald has so much stupid shit in life, and I'm just like this. Word, kid, word. And I go home and I'm like, he's wrong about that, but I'm gonna do more research. So, what they mean by that is like, obviously certain signs, right? Like, it means like.
Is Jill into astrology?
I can't.
No. I'm just asking. Is Jill into astrology? Yes or no?
Oh, I agree.
Is Jill?
Okay, hold on.
Yes or no? Is she into astrology?
Can I get to my story?
No, just a quick question.
Can I get to my story?
She is.
So
this
no.
Because he's
Wrong.
She's not into
Wrong. It's the funny part.
Lying.
So when I met her, I'm like, when I first met her, I'm like, are you into astrology? This is mad funny. Her birthday passed like 2 months ago. I'm like, yo, our first date. I was like, are you into astrology? Because I don't like that weird shit.
You don't like the word astrology?
I said, I don't like. I told her straight up, listen.
I
told her straight up, listen. You great and all, but if you're into astrology, I'm not into that weird
really?
shit. Not at all.
Is that like total like?
No. But I'm gonna look at you weird.
Right.
I'm gonna look at you as someone that collects,
crystals and all that.
You're out here. You're out here on the
that.
wave. Like you're out here just like. Your sun is here. Your moon is here.
Yeah.
You're this. You're that. We're not doing that. So I told her that. I looked at her. I'm like, listen. She's like, no, I'm not. Like I think it's interesting. I'm like. That should have set me off.
Made a note.
I did. And then recently, 2 years ago, she's 2 months ago, her friend's like, yo, Jill loves astrology. She's into that shit. I'm like, I looked at her, I'm like,
hiding it from you.
Fake. Son of a bitch.
And then she's like, no, I'm not into it. I just think it's interesting still, but I'm not really into it because honestly, if you think about it, me and you're not compatible at all through astrology.
Because it's
and
fucking fake.
And I'm like, wow, she that's a good argument. You're still into
She's playing chess and you're playing checkers.
No, but yeah, because you could put in birth dates now and you see who that's.
Anyways, regardless, I think
you have to edit that part out though.
I'm not editing any of this.
No, not son of a bitch part. You have to
cut it.
What?
You call her son of a bitch.
I didn't call her son of a bitch. I said son of a bitch. Okay. Back to what we're talking about, Nikki.
Hi, I'm still here.
Yes. So I think moving in, but that goes back into like dating, right? Because like you have to move together.
If you after a certain you're playing yourself, you're not.
What?
If you're living with somebody and like you're dating someone for years, you're playing yourself. You're not moving.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's stupid. Like
it's tough.
At that point, you're not really dating them long term because like, what am I waiting for? If I'm dating you for 5 years, 10 years, why have I not moved in with you?
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. That makes sense.
I don't know.
It's tough. I think everyone has their own way to do it too. Like you can live with someone. You can almost like part-time live with someone.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Like
you're there all the time.
Right.
They're over your place. Like you're spending time together.
Right. Exactly.
To me, I look at it. I'm like, I think, right, whatever. In past relationships, I was like, I am spending so much time with you.
Right.
And it's like, to your point, it's getting a little inconvenient. Not that like I would do anything for you, but it's like, it sucks staying over and having to leave in the morning.
Right.
Or you being here and you have to go over there. Like it makes more sense that this is a future we're building together. And we might as well just be together all the time.
Yeah, I think we're still holding
share
on.
a home.
I think we're still holding on to like our parents' norms.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
And like I think in general, like you'll date a girl and your dad will be like, "Oh, I don't like a girl who fucking."
I remember my parents were all
something stupid. I don't like a
tattoos.
I like a girl who has tattoos.
Yeah.
I like a girl who has DK, whatever. I don't like a girl who's from here.
Yeah.
From a certain country.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name it because we're not trying to be problematic. And then you're like, all right. And then you like a girl from that country, and you're like, oh shit, I'm scared to tell my dad I like a girl from this country.
I think the big thing
He hates that. And
I'm sure. I mean, maybe because our parents. So like our parents are very old school. So I think this is something that's like the tattoos thing, right? My mom and my dad were like, if a girl has tattoos, like you don't want that. Like
that's so stupid.
It's
like,
so dumb.
Because like you, low key, bro, like they don't. I tell my parents all the time.
That's our camera.
I tell my parents, I know, it's not getting intense. But like, our parents are the same age, so like, kind of. But like, every now and then I'm like, yo, you're from a different generation.
They don't get it.
You didn't grow up here, so like, that's not normal for you.
Yeah.
From wherever you're from, that's cool. That makes sense. But from where I'm from, your norms don't make sense. Your shit is taboo.
I think it didn't happen like for my parents. Right? Like I said,
you have to like remove that ASAP.
Oh yeah, so
because you're gonna waste so many years of your life trying to fit your parents' needs in a perfect girl from 1920.
Right.
You're not finding that, bro. Like you're not finding that.
Yeah, no.
Because no girl from like in the 20s, these girls couldn't even fucking vote.
Yeah, no. It's
so like now you're finding a girl from that year.
Like to the point you're making, right? It wasn't until like again our parents, very old school.
You're gonna miss out on some great people. Like
exactly,
that.
like our parents,
friends too.
Our parents, super old school. But if you put someone with a tattoo in front of them, they'll be like, "You don't want that. That's trashy." La 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 la. And I think they didn't get that realization until they saw people that made it in the Hispanic community with tattoos, and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute."
No, my parents still. I'm like,
I remember my mom one day, like we went to church, and our pastor had a tattoo, and I was like, "What can you say now? You adore this guy, and he's a fucking."
But you know what's crazy though? That pastor had to fight so many battles to get that tattoo.
You think so?
Because he probably had to fight his parents.
Maybe.
With those norms.
That makes sense.
That's why, like, when I see people with breaking stereotypical norms, I be saluting them. Shit. Like in my head, like, yo, shout out to you, man, because you're breaking boundaries.
Yeah, you're doing your thing.
And then that's when you got to be on some fucking shit. And be like, you know what? I'm gonna live my life.
Yeah.
Because your parents, unfortunately, eventually they're gonna live their own lives and they're gonna go through their waves, and they probably broke boundaries themselves.
Exactly. They'll talk about that.
They'll talk about that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to party and drink, and their parents be like, "Oh, you're the devil's child." Bruh, live your life.
All right, so back to
you like what you like.
So let's talk about let's go into dating, right, Nikki? So like, I think between Oscar and I, like Oscar, we've been in relationships for a long time and broken up. I'm recently single. He's been in a relationship. He was single before, all that good stuff. But you've been single this entire time since you've been to California, for the most part. So like, what have you learned? Like, I come to you for all my dating advice. I'm sure Oscar talks to you too about that stuff. Right? Like
a lot of responsibility.
I know, and that's where we're at, right?
But
like, I think I come to you for a lot of dating advice because I'm just like, you've got experience, like when it comes to that kind of thing, and like I've been more honest with people, and I've been more like open about like this is what I like, this is what I don't like, especially now that we're older. It's like you've taught me this is like that. I'm older, like I don't have time to like.
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to hang out with you when I know there's no like right now. I want to hang out with people or be with someone that I genuinely see a future with.
Right.
And anything besides that is just like I don't care.
Not a lie, bro. For you,
here we go.
Dating is gonna be hard, man.
Yeah.
Dating is hard. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. It's hard because I was dating for 10 years, and it's hard, bro.
Ooh,
it's so hard. Like it's very hard. It's
why is
it's
it
almost
hard?
like it's easier to be single. 100%.
I enjoy dating. I like dating people.
So but I mean, like it's easier to be like not tied up. Well, because dating is such a like you have so many factors now.
What is
you could talk to it.
We'll go for it. So like, what's your experience of dating? Like, especially now that you
like dating one girl.
Right. So I was gonna ask what you guys think the definition of dating is because I feel like my perspective.
That right there's an argument.
So go.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's,
let him go.
That's what I'm saying. That's what fucks with me.
Right.
The fact that like back in the day, old school dating was very black and white.
Right.
And now it's a spectrum.
Because every time I bring up the word dating or say I'm dating,
you think dating is
or like bring it up with someone, it's totally opposite of what I'm thinking of.
That's why I feel bad.
So I literally need to get to a point where I'm like, what do you mean? Like if someone's like, oh, I'm dating this person, or like I want to date, or like whatever it is, I'm like, what do you mean? Like what is dating to you?
I'll show you an example. What's dating to you?
So we'll go round robin. We were talking about this, right? So I think
I'm out of it. That's what I'm saying.
No, well,
it's changed a lot, bro.
Well, you have experiences too. Like I think that dating. I had this conversation the other day with somebody too, which is really funny. But it's like dating is when you and when you're constantly seeing someone, right? So if like you can go on dates, then when you're dating someone, it's like I think once you're dating, you're not talking to anybody else.
So you're exclusive at dating.
Yes.
All right. What do you think dating is?
Is that it? Are you done?
I think you have to have that conversation though.
No. What do you? With the person. Very a blanket statement. What do you think dating is? It's
not that easy though.
No,
dating is seeing someone constantly over.
That's what he's
over.
saying. Like
it's seeing someone constantly over and over, and eventually, I think there's like it's like saying, hey, you and me are gonna be like exclusive.
So so dating to you is building up to exclusivity.
It's tough. Yeah, exactly. That's actually perfect. Building up to exclusivity.
I agree. I don't think
because it goes dating and then a relationship.
Right.
You date to get into a relationship.
I agree. I don't think exclusivity is included in dating, and I think people have that perspective where it's like if you're dating me, then you're exclusive.
Exactly.
To me. But I think that needs to be out in the open.
Need to speak
like
about
if you're
that.
dating someone and you feel like dating is the same as exclusive, then you need to be transparent.
A different conversation. Yeah.
Because like if you're not, then the other person might think, oh, we're dating, like, and she's gonna be like, oh, we're dating.
It's just you and me, and you're like, I'm
dating.
not doing that. Like, what about you?
Personally, I'm not in this, so I would say this. I would say this. Like in general, if you like somebody, if you feel you like them,
yeah,
at that moment you should let them know, hey man, I like you. Mm-hmm. What is this?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to like put you into the like, oh, you've seen somebody else.
Yeah,
those serious conversations have to be had.
Yeah,
instead of beating around the bush and acting like, oh no, I don't want to scare him away. Scare him away.
But that's what we just said right now.
By scaring him away, you're gonna get your answer.
Yeah.
Let him know, and vice versa. Like, hey, listen, we've been talking now for a month. Mm-hmm. I fuck with you. I think you're cool. I like you. Are you talking to anybody else? If they're like, yeah, now you know. Pull back the reins. It's not that serious for that person.
Yeah.
And if they're now if they tell you, listen, I am seeing somebody else, but if you wanna, now you could ask them. You could kind of that, hey, do you want to make this something serious, or like, are you not?
So just playing the field.
And then if they're like, yeah, I'm still playing the field. All right, cool. Do you need to get your answer? Instead of you playing that game where you're like, oh, I'm a guess. Oh yeah, he takes me out here.
No. Let's go around the room because we'll all answer this, right? Like, we'll go around. Would you be okay with speaking to a girl who's dating other guys? She's great with you. She checks all the boxes, but she's like, hey, by the way, like, I also I can't hang out with you on Tuesday because I have a date.
I'm the only other guy.
Okay, so you like girls that are exclusive to you, and that's okay.
No, it depends. It depends what phase we're on. Again, like, okay, if I'm on that phase where it's like, this is what I want with you. How
long have?
I don't think length is important though, honestly, bro.
Right, so
go for it.
To be honest, I mean, it could be, but I feel like the bond you build with someone.
Let's say you are
the quality of the date.
Here's the thing. All right, you go on a first date.
If the dates are all great, then you're like, that's something. But if they're not, they're like,
Here's a scenario for you. Here's a scenario for you boys. You go on a date, right? Both of you guys go on a first date with a girl. Mm-hmm. You guys are there, you're talking, how are you? First date. Yeah, you're there, you're talking with a girl, blah, 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 whatever. And you're like, how's your love life? And they're like, oh, I'm dating. Yeah. Is that a red flag for you? Do you stop pursuing it right away? Are you okay with it?
No, because, it's my...
No, that's fine.
Don't get me wrong. I'm going to, be a little cautious now. I'm going to be, a little on edge. Like, all right, she's talking to other guys. All right.
Okay.
Let me know where I actually prefer that.
Yeah.
Because now I know where I stand. Like, I'm competing for you.
It's not like some fake fantasy. You're the only person.
So now I know that I'm competing for you.
That's good. That's really good.
So now I'm looking at it I look at things like chess. I don't play chess, by the way. I suck at chess. I don't play chess. But now, all right. So you're talking to somebody. You're like, okay, I'm talking to other guys. All right, cool.
Okay, cool.
All right. So now I'm looking at it do I like competing? No, I don't. I'm not gonna compete for you. But I'm gonna see what it is.
But what if you have a really good date?
Really good date. Oh man, that was great.
That's it. And they just be like, damn, that's interesting.
That's good. And then if she feels the same way, then the vibes will match and there'll be a second date. Mm. And if it doesn't happen, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But she knows that was a good date. I left a good impression. Yeah. And now in my heart, I'm like, all right, that was a good impression on her. Mm. She liked what it was. And
I will say
maybe in the future we'll pick up.
I never give you compliments, but I will say that you've done a really good job of teaching me. It's like I'm the prize. I bring you as a man, you bring so much to the table. And I think sometimes guys are scared to say that. They're just no, I want to cater to my woman. I'm nothing without her. And again, women do an amazing job. I think I can't be my best self without a partner that's equally going to do that for me. But I'm also I think I'm a really good guy. You
can't sell yourself short.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And that's the problem. I think a lot of dudes be like, oh, I gotta get this, get it. No, man, you should have some pride in yourself, because if you're already going into it, if you're dating a girl and you're already going into it oh my God, I'm so lucky for this date, you lost.
Right.
You're lost already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna look at you oh, this dude's so look how happy he is. Just look across the table this dude is mad happy to see you. Look how his feet touch when I talk to him.
My thing too, bro, is and it goes back to seeing other guys.
Let's be equal. Right?
My personality, I don't or I want a woman to have her own life aside from my life.
Okay.
And date on a first date, I wouldn't even bring it up, the topic of seeing other people on a first date, if I'm being honest.
On the first date, yeah, because I'm not even. I don't even know if I want to go there with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe even the second date, honestly.
Now I'm gonna lie. Now the vibes are immaculate. Then you have to.
I don't know.
But not like that. Not be like, oh, who you talking to? No, it's be like, like girls do. Girls do this shit, and they get away with it all the time. They'll say shit like this. They'll be like, you got mad. I know you got mad.
Yeah, sideways comment.
That's their way of saying, you got girls.
Right.
But they're like, damn, one of your little hoes are texting you.
Right.
I'm like, well, it's actually Ron talking about the Mets. Yeah. It's like, sorry, sweetheart.
That's a girl's way of testing you. Yeah, like, oh, no.
That's true.
Because they know that you, like, girls know, bro. Girls are psychos.
Right.
Sorry, I love y'all.
No, I love women.
But girls, when they see you walk to the bathroom, they look at how many girls turn their necks when they saw you walk to the bathroom.
You think so?
100%.
That's actually insane.
And they're gonna lie and be like, oh, that's not true. They see that. They see your interaction with the bartender.
And that, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes...
Go for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I want my woman to have her own life. And it goes to, like, all aspects. Like... Like, you can be working your own, like, you can have your whole other life. Like, and when it comes to, like, splitting things also, like, splitting finances, like, that whole idea, like, I can't imagine my woman, like, obviously stay at home, whatever, that's a whole nother topic. If you need to be a stay-at-home mom, like, kudos to you. Like, that's an amazing thing to do. Like, I can't imagine doing that. But if you want to, like, pursue a career, I would never hold someone back from, like, doing what you want to do because I want you to be my everything.
Shout out to you.
You know what I mean? Like, I literally...
That's progressive, man.
But
Fuck with it.
It's... I don't know. It's tough, though, because sometimes it could be a downfall where I'm
pride.
like...
You have to swallow your own pride, but that's some real shit because you want your partner to be the best they can be.
Yeah, and,
You're
like, be their own
that.
person. Yeah, and I don't want to hold them back. And to the extent where, like, when I feel like I'm holding them back, it's almost a turn off for me.
Yes.
You know? Where it's like...
Because they're everything that you want them to be, but they're not different.
Right.
You want someone to be different from you.
Right. Exactly. Like, I want you to have your whole other life and do your own thing. And when I see you doing that, even though we've built this connection and this relationship, you're still doing that. That's like, okay, this person is like...
That's sexy.
You don't need me, you know?
That's
and
sexy.
It's like... I want you to need me, but I also don't want you to need me. It's weird. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
You want you want someone that can hold it down by themselves.
Right.
But if they need help, they won't hesitate to call you.
Yeah.
You want a partner, not someone that leeches off of you.
Right.
And vice versa. I know women feel the same way.
Yeah.
They want a guy who could fucking be their crutch and help them, and not be someone they need to help all the time.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing. It's like it's something my mom taught me. If I'm being honest.
Your mom is strong, bro. Your mom's a great person, man.
No.
Your mom is a great person.
Something that my mom taught me was always like, Ron, when you go into a relationship, what it all comes down to is like, are you a better person tomorrow than you were today because of the person you were with? And if you're not, if that person is hindering you from growing and you're hindering them from growing, that's not good.
That's good. Your mom. That was...
No, it's
Put
true.
on a t-shirt.
That's mad long. And that's something I always tell. That's something I tell pretty much everyone I've dated. At a certain point, I'm like, listen, I'm here to make you better, and you're here to make me better.
Right.
Whatever that means. Right. Whether it's like, Ron, you haven't done X, Y, and Z. I'll be like, well, like, but not you have to like. It's learning to take it in a defensive way, and you need to put that shit because
it's hard.
Essentially, what you want is your partner to criticize you because they love you, not like, fuck you, you didn't do this. It's more of a like, no, babes. Right. Like, I want us to get better because if you're better, then I'm better.
Right.
So I think that's really important. Yeah. I think that's super important. I think that's something I say from the jump. I'm like, you make me better, I make you better. And like also like I tell Logan, like something I stole from you was like, I said, Logan, we're a team. Like you and me, bro. Like if you're out here whiling, striking out at the baseball field, that makes me look bad because I'm coaching the team. You can't do that. You can't do that. But like you have to it's a balance thing. But I think back to dating. Let's tie this back to dating.
I think I'll be single forever.
No.
Nah, bro, you're gonna be fine.
You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I would just say like, be smart. Like in baseball, what they tell you to do all the time. Baseball translates to life. I know all the girls are just tuned off right now.
Go Mets.
But in general, in baseball, what they tell you to do. All the best hitters, what do they do when they swing? They lean back on their back leg, and they wait the ball to go as deep as possible and swing. Right? Right? Same thing with life.
Wait for the balls to go.
Wait. Take in the game. Don't rush. Don't swing too hard. Don't force it. Let the shit come in.
On that point,
and then be ready on your your bottom leg, and then when you're ready, hit it. But don't rush. Don't try and swing too much. Be like, oh fuck, and then that's when you strike out.
I think this is something, and I like.
Shout out to baseball.
Walks.
This is something that stuck with me from your sister when we were in Amsterdam, and I don't think So we were in Amsterdam, and we're talking.
Don't rush life. That's what I mean. I'm sorry.
We're in Amsterdam.
It's a beautiful analogy.
we're in Amsterdam. We're talking to Nick's sister, and we're telling her like, "Yo, we traveled. We went out last night. Got 2 hours of sleep. Now we're here." And she's like, "Hold up, take a second. How do you enjoy the moment when you have an hour of sleep? Like your body is fighting sleep."
That's your girl. That's what his
sister says. Like, how does your body enjoy what's going on when you're crippling sleep?
Right.
True.
And I was like, that's so true. Like, I look back at trips that we've had, Mexico, Puerto Rico, California, and I'm like, I know the trip was fire because of photos, but there's like certain things I'm like, I'm kind of spotty on that because the night before we were getting after.
Bro, I'm spotty about the whole trip to Mexico. I swear to God, I have no pictures.
Yeah.
I have pictures of us landing and like some pictures, but like in general, you need just taking life.
Right.
Yeah.
I think often we just try and rush things and we try and make things happen, and it's like, you've seen that even in like anything in life.
Yeah.
Your job goes, yo, you have a presentation due
Whatever.
next month, and then the week before you, or let's say you have a test and you're like studying. You're gonna cram.
Yeah.
You're gonna remember everything for that test, but then afterwards, a week later, I asked you about the test. You're not gonna know it.
Yeah.
Because you crammed it. You didn't live it.
You didn't learn it.
Just let the shit happen.
Yeah.
Let life happen, and when you let life happen, shit
It's beautiful. And I think it's some of those moments where it's like where I wasn't planning 100. Like, I think one thing that cripples us being from New York is that we're always thinking 8 steps ahead. Yeah. So it's like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go eat dinner here tonight, but I know I'm going out here later, and then I gotta go to this place afterwards. Right. But you don't get to enjoy the first thing that you're doing.
Right.
No. You're always living for the future,
and that's not a good way to live.
Yeah.
Well, and you have to listen to your body too, bro. Yeah. You have to just listen to your body. Like your body's literally gonna tell you physically what you're doing wrong or whatever it is, what you need, and what you don't need. Yeah. Like, and it like the second you stop to listen to your body, like you're just gonna not enjoy where you're at. You're just gonna be uncomfortable. Yeah. But when you start to listen to it and give it what it needs, like if your body's hungry, then eat, you know. Yeah. But like to the extent where it's like pleasure or like, you know.
Yeah, gluttony.
Right, gluttony, or just like you're just trying to fulfill something. But when you're like, okay, I need to sleep, you know, like I'm on vacation and I'm having a good time, but I also need to sleep. Like, and just go to sleep. Yeah. And when you wake up, you'll have a way better time than like if you were to like
rushing it. And I think that's something when you're younger, you don't. We didn't know that. We were just like, we need 8 o'clock. We're at the bar. We're gonna be drinking, ripping it, and you're just like, there was no need for that. Like I could have just taken 3 extra hours of sleep.
Like right now, my body's telling me I gotta pee, but I'm ignoring it.
Good.
But when I was younger, like. Right. I think it's all a learning process. I think like you have to. Life is blank, and like you have to learn things. And some people learn it quicker or later on in life. But the faster you learn these things, these achievements, it's like Xbox Live and shit. I never played Xbox, but like I know you win things, right? Yeah. You win little badges. Oh, I got this. You have to learn things. Yeah. And you learn things by living life. And your parents will tell you, like, you listen, do this. And you ignore your parents because, you know, you think you know more than your parents.
Which you're invincible. You never know more than your parents.
And then later on, yeah, exactly. Your parents be knowing everything. Your parents are literally like, when you were young, you bought a video game and you bought the guidebook. That's them. Yeah. Like Pokemon Yellow, the guidebook. Oh, you do this, you go here, you're going to get the Pokemon. And you're like, fuck the guidebook. I got this. No, listen to your parents. Your parents know everything. And we ignore it all the time, and then we learn. And that's life. Like, we just keep ignoring signs. Like, your parents will be like, yo, don't go to that party. Nah, I gotta go to that party. I'm gonna meet the girl of my dreams. You're not. No. You're not.
My mom would always tell me that. That was one thing she would always say. My dad. You guys know my dad. Yeah. The best. Like, he would always be like, Ron, if you're going to a party after midnight, it's not worth it. He's like, nothing good's gonna happen. Like, nothing's good.
He's right.
He's like, nothing's gonna happen. He's like, you go to a house party, and they tell you it's gonna be good at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. He's like, Ron, it's not gonna be good. And I would be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything. And he's like, bro, I did coke in Studio Square. Like, what are you fucking talking about? I was like, all right, Dad. But he's true. He would be like, nothing good happens after midnight. He's like,
bro, I learned a lot of lessons. You can see it in my face. You can literally see I have scars on my head. I got like, yo, man.
You look great though, bro.
My girl told me all the time, like, yo, you went through some shit. And I'm like,
yeah.
Like, I have scars on my knuckles. See them? I have scars on my fucking palm.
So again, let's. I love the dating thing. I love talking about dating.
Dating is complex, man. Dating is complex.
Because this is all.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's hard. Like, for everyone in 2023, dating is fucking insane. It is fucking hard. You have to be out there. If I was, I'm not in dating.
You're not.
I have a beautiful girl, but if I were dating, the way I would handle it. If I'm approaching dating in 2023, I'm Oscar. 2023, trying to date. I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna be in every event, and I'm also. You have to. I
don't think so.
Because the thing is, a lot of dudes and a lot of girls think that Prince Charming is gonna come to the door and be like, "Yo, pull up, I'm here. Yeah. The man you're looking for is here." You gotta put yourself out there. That doesn't mean get everybody's number. No, that means just put yourself out there. Don't be home by your laptop scrolling down. If you're looking for love, you have to put yourself out there, and you also have to step out your comfort zone. If you're someone that just relies on dating apps, cut that shit out.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
You gotta go up to girls and approach them.
Yeah.
And if they're like, "Oh, well, you're catcalling," you're not gonna be like, "Hey, sweetie, hey,
Dickums.
Hey, hash brown." I don't know.
I don't know.
You gotta just go out there.
No, I think
like what you want.
How is okay? So like, I think a reality thing was for you, right? Like you went again by yourself, middle of nowhere, don't know anybody. You wanted to start dating because you're like, I like girls. I want to have a relationship with somebody. So how was dating for you? Like, was it like what Oscar said, just out of your comfort zone doing things? Was it like the dating app way? Like, what kind of happened for you?
You mean like when I moved?
When I moved there, or the progression?
I'm saying
it's been there 2 years, 3 years. You've been there now?
Be everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm saying be everywhere. Like, don't rely on one. It's like in jobs. If you're looking for a job,
right?
Well, are you gonna just go on your newspaper and look at
it's priority.
articles? Or you're gonna go after.
So go for it, Nikki. What do you think?
It's priority. Like if you're really, really trying to find someone, then you need to make that your priority. It's almost like a full-time job. Like you're trying to build something with someone.
And that's stressful.
It is.
You go back to relationships. I think one thing that how's it been for you though, Nikki? Like that's where we're talking about. Like how does it go for you? How does it go when you're just like? Are you upfront at first? Like, has it been hard? Like, I mean, I feel like you've dated people and stuff like that too, right? Like,
right. And I think like back to what Oscar was saying in terms of like, you got to really put yourself out there if that's what you want. Like, if you're really invested and you really are like, okay, I'm ready to settle down. Like, I'm ready to look for the person. Then you have to almost make it your full-time job.
But I feel like when you're like, if you tell yourself, I need to find the love of my life, like, you're not gonna find that person.
Yeah.
Not the love of your life, but I'm saying like, if you're trying to find someone just to spend time with. You gotta like, you can't, and this goes to like the dudes, because dudes have more problems than girls. I feel like girls could find a guy. Guys, I don't know why we have it in our heads that like Miss Perfect's gonna come at your door and be like, "Yo, open up, I'm here for you." That's not happening, bro.
That's how it works.
As a dude, break out your comfort shell and go approach that girl. And the worst you can say is no.
No, that's it.
But don't be like a creep, like, oh, yo. And don't try and be like cooler than who you are. A lot of dudes be like, oh, yo, mom. Like, they try and act
some
like
sugar lips.
Like some, like, what you say, Riz. Nah, like, just approach her and be like, yo, I think you're pretty attractive, you know? Like,
I don't think.
What's up? Like, not what's up, but you're like, hey, I think you're pretty attractive. I see you. And I couldn't leave here without saying something to you.
Yeah.
And, like, something simple like that, like, that comes from the heart. They'll be like, all right.
Cool. Go for it.
Cool.
I don't
personally.
I don't personally make it like a priority in my life, to be honest.
Yeah. You shouldn't though.
You shouldn't. I definitely I make myself a priority, as like cliche as it is. I make myself a priority, and I do look for other people, but it's a thing where it's like you said, you need to add value to my life, and I need to add value to your life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, if that doesn't happen, then that's fine. Like, whatever. But I'm definitely like going about my life where it's like I'm first, because that's just where I'm at in my life,
which is fair, which is short. That's fine.
And like when I get to the point where it's like I want to marry someone, or I want to look for someone who I know I can at least see a marriage in, or see having a family with, then I will make that like a full-time responsibility. But right now I don't feel like I'm at that point, and it is totally different in San Diego, honestly, than it is in New York. I feel like we talk about this last podcast too, where it's like, just like dating in general, that whole idea is totally different everywhere you go.
New York is, I think New York is weird because it's by boroughs and towns. Because New York is so big, like you go to a certain neighborhood and like girls are serious, and you go to a certain neighborhood and girls are not serious. It's like, I think it's just you have to, as a person in general, you have to set your boundaries, what you want, and they're gonna respect you for it. You might not get the response you want, which people don't understand. Like, the response you get is an answer, and that should bring you clarity, and that, you know, like if I like a girl and she tells me, I don't think it's that serious, that's an answer, bro. Like, just use that and then move forward.
I think one thing that a lot of us I don't know how you guys feel about this. This is pretty like something that I like been thinking about lately. Well, not lately, but I think as you get older, when you're dating people, you really don't care about the stuff before you.
100%.
Like you really don't give up. Like when you're younger,
50 cents of it.
Right.
Yeah, when you're younger, you're just like, oh, this person might have done something before, like whatever. But like now, as I'm older, I'm like, I like don't like. If you and me are a thing, anything, I start caring now forward. I don't give a shit about what happened back here.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on that?
But you guys, I feel like you guys brought it up recently.
So it's called what I said to you?
No. In the podcast, in one of the podcasts, you guys were talking about,
or like you date a girl, like you want to,
right?
Kind of want to know, like
you guys were talking about like going to places. You were talking about going to
that
like
shit. I don't know, but honestly, bro, I'm human.
I don't know,
and I think you have to acknowledge the fact that shit will take you off, like, and vice versa. Like it's like if you go out with your girl, first time you go out with your girls, and then you go to a club and some random girl comes up to you and goes, "Hey, Ron. I haven't seen you in a while."
Yeah.
And then she walks off. And then the girl you're talking to is like, "Yo, who's that?"
I'll be honest.
And let's say some girl you used to date. Mm-hmm. Now you're like,
all right, I'll tell you a story because I don't care.
But now I'm gonna complicate it for you.
Yeah.
Now let's say she's in your friend circle.
It's different.
Now you're like,
Okay, how about this? I've learned not to care about someone's past because of experience. I was dating a girl, right? We're watching a football game one day, and they had like they showed a pro athlete. Ray Lewis is on TV.
Hey,
Ray Lewis, Baltimore Ravens, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, all this good stuff.
Yeah.
And casually, the girl I was dating at the time was like, "Oh, I know him," and I was like,
"Now I would have been like, how?"
I was like, "Wait," I was like, "Oh, how?" She's like, "Oh, I was at a party. He came up to me, and then like we went back into his hotel room. We were hanging out, had a couple of drinks, and it was a great night." And he just like kept on eating her popcorn as I'm watching Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, props to her. Props to her for admitting it.
That's a flex.
Just straight up, and I was just
now
like,
it's up to you now.
Yeah.
But now it's up to you to let how you gonna let those emotions affect you.
Oh, in my head I was like, oh, that's awesome, cool. Inside I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, now it's up to you to let those. Now you have to understand how those emotions affect you.
Yeah.
And how you want to proceed.
Yeah.
Now, if you're fake and be like, oh, I don't give a fuck, and then later on, every argument, that's why Ray Lewis had a good night with you.
It's Ray Lewis.
That's on you.
That's crazy.
It's Ray Lewis.
Because at that moment, she gave you she literally.
I spinned it though, because in my head I was like, I won. I'm here. You're here. You're hanging out with me and Bushwick. Like that's how I looked at it. But it was so funny because it's like that was a moment when I was like, okay, like people have a past. Like I get it. Like it's fine.
No, especially as you get like now that you're getting older, you're gonna date girls like, oh, how old are you? I'm 31. Oh, how old are you? I'm 31 also. And then they'll be quiet and then be like, oh yeah, I used to talk to that DJ, and you're like, and that shit will make your blood boil.
Ray, he's a Hall of Fame.
Yeah. No, I feel that though. It does a little bit, but it's like you said, you got to find out like how do you really feel about that? Like why are you really?
Well,
irritated
that was younger.
That?
I was younger back then, but now I'm like,
it's gonna mess with you regardless,
but,
bro. That's literally you being a human being
in the moment.
You have to acknowledge that. Like you can't ignore that and be like, oh, it will go away. It's not.
Yeah.
That's you being. You're a human. You're territorial.
Yeah.
Same way cats piss on walls, and they want to own that wall. You want to own that girl, and that's your way of.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but I think it's like one of those things. Like I think as you're older, you're just like, someone's past.
You deal with it better. That's all.
Yeah, you deal with it better. Yeah. It's not as important.
Well, because also you have a past, bro. Like who's to say?
That's what I'm saying. Like girls deal with that way better. That's the thing. Girls are like, I
or
don't know
they
how it
fun
is.
about it better. Depends.
Oh, well, the thing is like
Girls deal with that shit.
Here's the thing. On a first, and again, this is something that Oscar's taught me from before Logan was born. He goes, Ron, when you start dating girls, it's gonna be very simple. Hey, I was married, and I'm a single father.
Right.
You can't get away from that. You have to just say it from the jump. And if the person's like, you told me, the person's like, I don't want this, like, okay, now you know, it doesn't even matter. She could have been the prettiest girl in the world, been the best. It doesn't matter because they don't like you for you. Yeah. You need to find someone that's like really like you for you. And you taught me that.
Because it's hard, man. I used to get burned hard, man.
Well, because you guys are
I used to get
genuine
burned really
people.
hard, man. I used to get burned because the thing is, you don't want to lie, and then like you lie, and then one day, God forbid, you like this girl, like you're really invested, and then she goes to your phone, like, who is this little girl you have on your phone? oh, that's my cousin. And then like one day she realizes that's your fucking child.
Why do you like
now you lost her and
you feel like a piece of shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
So why not? Like, just be real with you. Come out in Front Street.
And I've learned now. Like, I think as young fathers, at first you're like, it's like a handicap. It's like, oh, I have a kid. And like, oh, okay. But now that you're older, it's my superpower. Like,
well, you also like you don't have time for that, bro. You don't have time to deal with
you don't.
Like,
like now I'm like you talk to girls. I go on dates and shit like that. I'm like, yo, listen, like, my son is my world,
right?
And it's like genuine because I'm like, this is like the only thing that matters to me. Like, I invest all this time into him. Like, I do all these things for him. And girls, I've learned that girls like that.
Right.
Girls love seeing a dad that's like involved in their kid's life.
Yeah.
Like, the notion of like, and I don't want to knock because everyone has a different situation, but like, if you don't, like, I can't go more than 2 days without seeing Logan.
Yeah, no, it's just
like I want to blow my brains out. I'm like, oh, like his mom's like, you don't, like, he's fine. Like, you're fine. I'm like, I don't know.
Start bringing him to bars, bro.
Oh my God. A boy can dream. I can't wait when I send him to UT. I will be out there on 6th Street with him.
UT. No, but it's crazy, man. Like, you have to just, when it comes to dating, bro, like, just be who you are on Front Street. Don't lie, because I'll say this too. Like, a lot of dudes will try and be like a cool, smooth player type.
No.
Literally, dudes, and I see this really. I'm speaking to the younger kids, because younger kids are like, they don't get it. They'll get their dating advice from younger guys on TikTok and YouTube, and where they say like, oh, you like a girl, don't hit her up for 3 days.
That's crazy.
They'll say some crazy shit. Yo, if you like a girl, cold, be cold. Yeah. If you like a girl, don't tell her, don't give her no compliments. Don't give her no compliments. And you're ruining these kids' lives because they're gonna talk to a girl, and those girls are gonna see right through that shit because it'll work for a day. For that one day, oh, he's smooth. But eventually, my boy's not built like that, and he's gonna come out and he's gonna be real, and then she's gonna like tear him apart. Yeah. And now he lost that girl because he's trying to be that dude.
Right. So
on TikTok,
it's
YouTube,
so stupid.
And there's literally dating coaches, and they're like, "Yo, that's how you get a girl." No. That's how you will get her for that one day.
Right.
You won't even do nothing with the girl.
Yeah.
You will get her for that one day, but then you're fucked.
Right.
And then you have guys preaching that same advice. Like, it's like an MLM. It's like almost like a fucking Amway or Wake Up Now. Whatever. These dudes are preaching this fucking rhetoric. Oh, high value man, you gotta be this, you gotta be that. Nah, bro, you really gotta be yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Be yourself, and it's gonna work. And if it don't work, it's because you're not yourself. You're not at the, like, if you're talking to a girl and you work a 9 to 5 and you don't make good money, and you're talking to girls trying to date, that shouldn't be your main concern, bro. If I'm over here trying to talk to multiple girls and I make $100 a week, that shouldn't be your main concern. Your main concern should be getting money. Up. Yeah.
Your priorities are messed up.
Your priorities aren't lining up. So, like, priorities, financials, physical, emotional, spiritual.
How important is that? How important is that for you guys? A girl who takes care of herself physically.
I'll be with you. How about you right now? Like, you, in general, like,
I'm dating.
How do you feel when you talk to a girl but her mental's not all the way there?
It's not
not mental, but like her, like all of the things I just said.
Yeah.
Mental fits.
Yeah.
Like, how is it hard, right?
It's difficult because, like, for me right now where I'm at, like, I don't consider myself like some super fucking Greek god, whatever. Yeah. But I take care of my body, and I take care of what I put into my body. So I'm like, I want a girl that understands that. Like, it's tough for me to, like, I've dated girls that are just like the gym, like, oh, I don't work out, and I'm like, okay, like, cool, I'll bring you to the gym, we'll do stuff together. But if, like, you're like, no, like, I don't want to work out, like, I just want to be home. Like, I had a long day at work, I just want to be home and watch TV for 4 hours. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Like,
you can't.
I like a girl that wants to be active, because to me that means if you're taking care of yourself, that means that you care about yourself. Like, if you're going and you're training your body, like, that means that you care about your body. Like, you care about being better.
Preach, King.
I don't want to be with someone that's like, no, I just want to order McDonald's tonight and just have a good night in. Like,
but he's with me, like, all the time. I mean, like, I'm sure, like, if you do that for a week, come on, get up and go to the gym.
Yeah. What about you?
I agree. And just going back to your thing real quick, I think being genuine is the best thing you could be for another person, because the second you start to be someone you're not, especially in the beginning phase, when you're someone you're not,
you're stuck with that for the whole relationship.
Forever. Yeah.
If you're out here going out, like you said, you're out here going out spending $100K a night on bottles and all this shit, she's gonna be like, oh, that's him every single time.
Right.
And that ain't it.
It's not.
That's why I don't get. I really don't get the 21, 22, 23. Like, they be posting like, oh, yo, with my brody, my brother, we got a bottle of Don Julio at a club. That's not you, bro.
Right.
You live with your mom.
Or just even
stick to the script, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's not you. Yeah. You live with your mom. You buy cocktails. You buy stallions. You buy Four Locos.
Who you talking to, bro?
Stay with that.
Call them out.
Nah, I just see it. And I be feeling bad, bro. Like, that's not you. And I'm pretty sure she'll fuck with you if you just be honest, man. Like, that's not you, man. Like, just be yourself, man.
Yeah.
You drink Everclear.
That's why it's so...
You drink Georgie.
That's why it's so attractive when you find a girl who's like... Genuine, has her stuff together, and it's like, hey, listen, I don't need anybody else. And not in a way where they're putting someone down. Yeah. When in a way it's like, no, like, I'm good. Like, I am completely good when I have my career. I focus on myself. I do what I'm like. That's the most attractive thing.
No lie, when like you're chilling with a girl on a date, I guess, for you guys, and she's like, oh, we're meeting up here, and you don't have to worry about who's picking her up or who's dropping her off. That's a turn on.
Oh, I love picking up a girl. I love like driving.
You like that?
Picking up a girl? You mean like literally?
When a girl drives herself there.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's cool.
How you like?
What do you mean?
I don't like.
I don't mind that.
I kind of like it. I mean, it's like you kind of know. What do you... That kind of, because like in a sense, like you kind of are your own person. Like, you don't need me to pick you up.
Right.
But
in a sense, you're already telling me, I don't need you.
Do you offer though? Do you like, I'll grab you, or no? You don't offer.
I will, but if a girl tells me no, if a girl says,
are we talking?
If a girl tells me car? If a girl tells me where we're meeting up, like where we going? Like, oh, I'm going here. Give the address. She goes, meet you there. To me, that means she doesn't care about how she's getting there. Uber, driving, walking, bus, train. She's gonna make it there.
I like picking up a girl. See, I like picking.
But if a girl tells me pick me up, I'm like, oh.
I think for me, it's more of like decisiveness, like. If this is, and for me, I'm like, this is where we're gonna meet, or like, this is what's gonna happen, and like, this is how it's gonna go down, like, whatever. And if she's like, oh, but like, what about this, or like, what about like, just stop. Like, I'm like, this is it, like, this is what's gonna happen, and meet me there, you know, and then let's figure it out.
It's the initial date too, because like, what if the date goes wrong and I picked you up? Now we have to go on a fucking trip back home, and I didn't fuck with you, you didn't fuck with me, and now I have to drive you home. Now we're just looking at each other. Like,
I really don't want to.
That's an awkward trip.
I really don't want to be that cocky guy. I've never had that situation.
Well, like, you might think it's not bad, but for a girls like, you understand, like, it's a different world.
Maybe. Yeah.
The older I'm getting, I'm realizing like what you see and what they see is different. You might think, oh, that date was great. She was laughing, she was giggling, and she's like, this guy's dickhead, narcissistic, horrible, and you don't have no idea. Now. I just think it's more of a like, to me, the way I look at it is like in terms of like your stats.
My counter is like, a gentleman should pick up a girl and drive her home. That's my counter. It's what I was telling
I agree with what you're saying, but like, we're in 2023. It's almost like a girl can't do that. Like, if anything, most girls tell their other girls nowadays, don't let a man pick you up, because that's creep.
You think so?
Especially
first they know where you live now. Like, let's say you meet a dude online. You never met him ever in your life. He picks you up. He drops you off. Now he knows where you live, where you stay. That's creep shit.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
There's a lot of perspectives.
There's a lot of ways to look at it. Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
That means, and if I'm a dude, you give everybody your address.
I think
you let everybody have your address. That's how you move.
It depends on your situation.
Okay.
It depends.
Ladies, do what you gotta do. I'm sorry. But that's what I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
Okay, fair. It
don't matter. I'm not dating in this anymore. But like, I'm trying to make the argument.
Yeah, go ahead, Nikki.
I gotta put that in there.
I just think it depends on situation too. Yeah. Like if you're hitting it off with a girl, whatever it is, like dating app, texting, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like you got to feel the vibe out, and if like she's like, if you're feeling that it's like, okay, let's just meet here, you know. Yeah. Then like just meet. Like she'll meet you there, and you drive.
Yeah.
And then if the vibe is well, then you drive her home.
Yeah.
You know, and that's more of like a gentleman thing where like. You're not gonna let her, like, if you guys are out at night late, then like you're not gonna let her go home on her own.
No, I just drive you home.
Drive her home, obviously, but like picking her up might be, like Oscar was saying, more of like a, you know, you gotta look out for yourself.
In general, so like there's a lot of creeps out there.
But drive her home.
Don't be wrong. Like if I have a daughter, I'm like, yo, let the dude go there.
But
go there.
For me, it's more of a thing where like I'm the type of person where I need to be like, if I tell you this is what's gonna happen, like if you're asking me like. We have something scheduled, and this is what we want to do, and I tell you something, then like that's what it's gonna be. Like, don't start bringing up other things.
Tell me up front, like, hey, listen, Are you gonna pick me up? Like,
right.
Or you tell me off the bat. Okay, so what time are you picking me up?
But even that sometimes I'm like, I don't know, bro.
I agree. I agree with you. I get where you're coming from.
Because like this is what's happening.
It's not about
like,
being a gentleman. It's more like, let me see that you can do something for yourself. Kind of. Let me see what you can do. Like, you're already like, you need this from me. Like, I've picked up girls way back, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yes, we don't have to say it every time. We know, bro.
But yeah, like I picked up girls before, and it's like, I think it also kills kind of the first date rush, where like you're already bullshitting. You get caught in traffic. Now you have to talk.
But wouldn't you want that more? I would.
No. I'm trying to get there and meet you right there. Like, hey, what's going on? What's going on?
I've been on both. You've been on both.
Because like girls nowadays, girls are savages, bro. Too. You don't know. Girls are savages. Girls be like, oh, I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
I've never had a bad date.
They don't come back.
You never had a bad date?
I'll be honest, that's kind of sucks. You're 30 and never had a bad date.
What do you mean a bad first date or a bad
luck.
date in general?
A bad first date.
A bad first date.
No, I've never had a bad
You've
first
had a bad date.
I don't want to be cocky, and
What's the worst date you had?
Ronald.
No.
A bad no.
That's bad. If you're 30 and you never had a bad date, in a way, it's almost like a hindrance to you.
No.
Because like you don't know how to deal with a bad date.
You've had a bad date.
No.
Ronald.
No.
What's the worst date you had?
I'm trying to
Tell me, I'll be honest. Ask any girl. They'll be like, I've had a bad date. You can do this poll right now.
Yeah, but like,
how many girls have had a bad date? It'll be 90%.
Yes, but I also think that
a date.
You see, for me, it's like I don't think I fall into 10%. That's how I think of. Like I think for me, it's like every date that I've ever gone on.
But brother, every dude feels that way.
Can you just let me finish?
Every dude be like, how's the interview? I think I killed it.
Well, here's my thing. Every date that I've had, I've always got a second and third date.
That's your first date. You're talking about first date.
Yeah, and because every first date I've had a second and third with that person.
Right.
So I've never like.
But I'm talking dates in general.
In general, like how many days were you like, this shit was kind of trash? Afterwards, you're like, I really didn't fuck with it.
There's never been a time I've hung out with a girl and then I didn't hang. No. It's not invincible. I'm just saying it's also like I've never dated, like went out on a date with a girl and then we didn't hang out again.
Right.
It's never happened.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I think I'm a good time. Like I think it's like fun for me and I think that I do a good job of like, hey, what?
All right. I get it. So you are an anomaly and that's good.
No.
That means you're good at your dating. How about you, Nick?
A bad first date?
Like have you hang on. Have you guys gone on dates and not got a second date?
No, it's not even that.
Bro. It's more like you feel yourself.
Right.
Like I don't want to date with the
right.
Like I had this date, I saw all I could see. I'm good. Yeah. I'm fine. I'm fine.
And it's not necessarily that it was bad. Like
it wasn't bad. I just didn't feel like it was worth my time. Like I feel we giggled, we laughed. It was a good time.
Oh, that's different. I thought you meant like I thought you guys meant like I asked for a second date and they were like, no, this wasn't a good time.
No, but that's a horrible way of thinking because like you're both in this. So it should feel that way to you. You should be like, oh, bad date. Yeah, I've had bad dates where like I met somebody and I'm like, this was cool. I fucked with it. It was a great vibe, but like I don't want to continue this again. Like it was cool.
I've got that after a second.
You're a great person. You're a good friend.
For me, that comes to me after the second and third date. Like if I go on a date with a girl, cool. Because I feel for me the first date's always gonna be great because everyone's happy, blah blah.
Right.
Second date, third date, I really start seeing the person.
Yeah.
By then I'll make a decision. I'll be like, okay, you know what? This really isn't for me.
Do you have, as the kids would say, icks?
Oh,
yeah.
What's an ick?
An ick for me
on the first date.
On a first date, I don't want to like.
Blow it up.
Okay. I know what I like.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I love a girl that.
We should get into this. You two, you guys are both single, man.
Go for it.
Get into it, man. The girls, the ladies, the females here, their hearts are throbbing. They want to know what are the...
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, ask me again. What do you got? What was it?
What is something that you see someone do on a first date and you're like, oh.
That's not for me. For me.
And it's very shallow.
What I like, it's fine. It's super shallow. It's super shallow.
Be real.
But what I like, I love a girl that takes care of herself. I love a girl that has her nails done, has her makeup done, is dolled up. Like, sweetheart, I'll wait for you 3 hours to get ready if we need to go somewhere. Like, I don't give a shit because to me, again, it goes back to like you care about yourself. That means that you are invested in yourself and how that means the world to me. I've talked to girls that were like, I'm gonna put on jeans, no makeup, and like a hair tied, and they're beautiful, But I'm like, babes, I like a girl that's like, I love a girl that takes care of herself. And that's something that for me, just like, if you don't do that, I'm just like, that's not what I like.
Yeah, sure.
Because I think I do a good job of like, I'm always gonna get my hair cut. I'm always gonna get my nails done. Like,
so she's wearing sweats and tank top. You're like, you gotta go.
No, you gotta go. But I'm like, that's probably like, I don't really.
Hey, baby, nothing else in your closet.
Or you're going to the bathroom and never coming back.
Yeah, maybe. But that's what I like. I love a girl that like
own that shit.
That's what I like. I like a girl that wants to take care of herself. That's like, babes, I have my skin routine. I have my hair routine. I need to get my nails done. I have my like I to me that's attractive because that means that you care about yourself.
Right.
I don't want a girl that's just like, oh, we just had sex. I don't want to take a shower. I'm gonna knock out. I'm just like, oh.
After sex, bro?
Damn, shower.
So you asking for 3 hours of makeup after sex?
No, not makeup after sex.
No, I'm just.
I'm saying,
that scenario you brought up.
I said shower. I said shower. Like, yo, shower real quick. Just shower real quick before I go to bed. Like, I love a clean.
Wait, you want to shower? You want to shower after sex?
Yeah, girls should shower after sex.
No, I'm saying that's what you want.
That's what I think that's.
What is
no
the
makeup. 3 hours after. Okay.
You shower after sex?
Every time.
Every time.
For the most part, yeah.
Don't let me
So you're like,
No,
are you a germaphobe?
Not a germaphobe, but I just like,
That's a lot of work.
It's really whatever. I've learned, not I've learned, but like yes, I love like after sex, I'll go in real quick.
Like a toilet, not toilet, a sink shower.
No, I would just rinse myself.
A Puerto Rican shower.
Yeah, Puerto Rican.
I'll rinse myself real quick.
Well, wait, all over.
Because I just want to feel clean. I love.
Well, it's
that.
also yeah.
I also learned that like Michael, who's been on the podcast before, he's like he taught me. He's like, bro, he's like, I have sex, right in the shower.
Yeah.
And he's like, if a girl doesn't do that, get the fuck out. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But like that's what I like. Okay, like I said,
hygiene.
I love a girl that tastes like her toes are clean.
Yeah.
Like I think that's beautiful. I think that's
Ladies, take notes.
No, it's not even that.
Like fuck with the Ron.
With the Ron.
So it's clean. With wipes on deck. How about you, Nick?
I agree. I think hygiene is a big thing for me. But they're all. I also get irritated at the littlest things, bro. I'm like, why do people do certain things? It's not just girls, like humans in general.
Oh yeah. No, just like what don't you like? So listen, Nick.
Water.
You're Aquarius?
I'm Aquarius, bro. Aqua
gang.
All right.
Petty gang.
All right, so Nick, when you're dating,
cancel them out. Line them up.
When you're dating
new girls,
when you're getting ready to date a girl, you're in a relationship with a girl. What are some of the things that just turn you off that you're like, I can't do this? Or you're just like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what we said, bro, clinginess definitely is like probably the biggest turn off for me, bro.
Clingy.
Like, yeah,
Okay.
like if you're like right off the bat, like this, like I'm totally attached to you. I'm like,
if like after the first date, good morning, how are you? Midday check-in, how are you? Good night, have a good night. What are you up to?
Not even that. That's okay.
What's
I can
clingy?
deal with
so
that.
Then what's clingy?
Clingy is like, oh, like you didn't text me, or like, you know, you didn't check up on me, or like you didn't do this or that. Yeah. Like the second you start to ask like, why didn't you do this, or like why aren't you showing this to me, or like why aren't you doing this, then it's like, I can't.
You can't do it.
Like I have to be like almost like the initiator, you know, where it's like I'm doing this and like that's showing it. Yeah.
That's go ahead. Yeah. That's what you are.
And then
see, I'm the opposite. I love like, and this is the problem. This is why I love Spanish women. I love the amor. I love it. I mi amor, como estás? Like, bro, I love it. I love a girl that's all into like the give me the love. Yeah. Like, ay mi amor, como estás? Did you eat? What are you, baby? Like, I fucking love it. That's why when I've like dated non-Spanish girls and they're like, you didn't eat? That sucks. Like, you should probably grab something. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this.
No. Have you ever been on a date or just with someone in general, and let's say you're at like an Italian spot,
okay, and
you're eating pasta, and the pasta's done, and there's bread, and they take the bread, and they wipe the plate down with the bread.
Okay, this is very specific. That doesn't, you don't like that?
I don't know why that bothers me.
Bro, you gotta get the sauce on the bread. What are you talking about? That's amazing.
Do you do that?
Yes.
On a first date?
Yeah, it's delicious. What the fuck? How are you paying bills on the first date?
Oh, I pay.
Yeah.
100%. Not even first date. First date, second date, I don't care. I pay. That's one thing that like I want to pay. And it's not just dates either, like women. It's like in general. Like I want to be able to pay for everything. Like when I'm with my boys, like out on a date, anything, I want to be able, like, I'm paying.
I got this.
In general. And when it comes to dates too, I'm like,
I've been bitten before because I'm like that too. My dad's like, you can't buy it twice, don't buy it. Pretty straight up. That's his thing. You can't buy it twice, don't buy it. And I was like, that makes sense. And I've been on dates where like, first date, I got it. Like, don't worry about it. Dinner bill, boom. Drinks afterwards, I got it. It's fine. And then you go somewhere else, boom. And like, as a guy, you know, you're expected to pay, and that's fine. But eventually, it'll be nice. I'll get this round.
Right.
Oh, that's nice.
Right.
Okay, babe. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I've dated girls where they're just like I've never like they never even once even thought about like paying for something, and I was like, okay, am I a sucker here? Like, what's going on? Because like it's tough.
I think it's also just like even just bringing it up, like, hey, or like even just reaching for the wallet. The idea of like, hey, I might do this, you know, but like just acknowledging that like I could pay for this if you want, you know. Yeah. But if it's like just fully like I'm paying,
the worst is like, oh, you're on a date. They're like, oh, I've got dinner, and they're just like on their phone. Oh yeah,
right. But like if she's like reaching or like even pulls out her card and she's like, I can pay for this, and it's like, no, I got
get drinks next time.
Right.
Get drinks next time.
That's different.
That's what I'm saying. Dating sucks, man.
No, I think.
I'm with you, man. I'm getting like, I'm calling my nerves right now, but like, I can't do it, man.
But I'm saying like, I think that's something because like, because you found your partner.
Yeah, but like you gotta like,
and like those.
You gotta be honest. In the beginning, you have to like take notes, man. Like if you're talking to a girl, and you're paying for everything. Oh man, I brought this up in like the second season. Oh, come on,
let it out, man.
So I was talking to one girl, and I literally like I thought most places take Apple Pay.
I think I remember this.
So like, I thought most places take Apple Pay, and we were going out for fucking drinks. And this girl says, I want steak frites or whatever. It's basically steak and fries. And it's 98 degrees outside. And it was in an outside venue. So why the fuck would you want steaks at 11 p.m.? Why would you want a steak at 11 p.m. with fries? Bro, like, and it's hot out. It's like literally mosquitoes on my face. Yeah. And she goes, oh, and then afterwards, the Apple Pay, the dude comes on. I'm like,
no Apple Pay.
Literally, I had like these jeans on. They were mad tight, and I didn't have no space for my fucking wallet because it's fucking tight.
It's 90 degrees outside.
So I'm like, you guys take Apple Pay because it's 2000. Like, we're in the 2000s. Like, this shit is active. So I'm like, you have to take Apple Pay. Like, no, I'm gonna take Apple Pay. I'm like, well, all I got was one drink. It was like $8, and she had a $55 plate.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you guys take Apple Pay? She's like, no, we don't take Apple Pay. I'm like, oh shit. And she's like, don't worry, I got it. Then afterwards, she's like, oh, you're a lambone, you can't pay for it. I'm like,
she said that?
She went off on you.
I'm like, I looked at her, I'm like, really? Okay, cool.
I wouldn't.
That's Oscar. I didn't know that.
I just laughed. I'm like, LMAO. I'm like, it's 2020. It's like, come on, they have Apple Pay. If you don't have it, and I'm like, I even like questioned her about the steak she ordered at fucking 11 p.m. Who ordered steak?
Yo, it's like I didn't know what this.
I laughed. Then later on, after that, I put a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, fuck. I'm done. So then, in general, I'm like, who orders steak? Like that just see her eat steak turned me. Oh man,
that steak better than busting. Right?
Just like I'm drinking this drink, real calm margarita. I eat mojito, I'm calm. Drinking it. It's hot as fuck. No AC. It's outside venue. Drinking this shit calmly. Yeah. She's over here cutting steak at 11 p.m. Like, I get a 6, 7, 11. You're out here struggling.
Well, you learned. Okay.
No. That right there just turned me off. Because, like, see her sweat. I see the sweat glistening off her forehead. And I'm just like,
I love it.
Who ordered it? Who does this? Like, what's. Okay, whatever. And so then, bang. Whatever. They'll come. She's. I hear uproar, whatever. I'm like, you're a weirdo. Who orders a steak at 11 p.m.? Whatever. I should have my card. I'm sorry. It was 98 degrees out. Literally 98 degrees out. It was hot as fuck. Even the waiter was sweating. Whatever. Afterwards, she hits me up. Oh, perdido. I'm like, LMAO. I'm just like, you're weird.
Never again,
whatever.
Bro.
Cool. I just let it slide. I'm a nice guy. Then she's like, when are we gonna chill again? And I just kept pushing it off.
After she called you Lambon, she was when are we gonna chill again?
Because I know she was. I think she. Even if she call me lambong, I'm like, yo, you're doing the most. Like it's 11:30. Like you order steak at 11:30 and fries. That shit is 2 hot items.
Yeah.
Like who does that? Like everyone there is drinking drinks. You're over here asking for the dinner menu. Whatever. I literally lost. I would have paid for the shit, but just it was hot as fuck. We were all sweating.
What did you eat? What did you eat?
I got a drink, bro. We said we're going for drinks, and like I'm not trying. If you had told me we're going for dinner, I would have pushed it back earlier.
So you just watched her eat the steak?
Bro, that's the worst part about it. This chick,
watching it.
This chick was sweating, bro. Like, like you know what's the worst when the sweat comes down right here through your nose. Like it looks like snot, and like oh my god,
I love it though. But Nick,
she's into it, and then afterwards, she hit me up later on, like 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna see you, sending me pictures. Sending me pictures, and I'm on a date, and she's sending me pictures. I want to see you. I can't wait to see you. Let's hang out. And I'm just like, I hit her up. Oh, that's fucked up. I hit her up like,
don't worry about it, man.
Whatever you sent me, I didn't get it, cause the megabytes.
Oh, screw. Let's just. We're
Go
good.
edit that.
I'm not because I know it doesn't matter, Nikki. It's always a blessing when you come here. I hope you had fun today. Man. We've been almost for 2 hours. We're about to shut it down.
Yeah, keep going.
Not doing.
Because I feel bad because like some active listeners probably. I don't know. They don't follow me.
No, honestly though, I love you guys so much.
Thank you so
and
much.
I listen to you guys every single Monday.
Every other Monday.
But you guys don't post every Monday. And every time I wake up on a Monday and I don't see.
No, it's bi-weekly. It's bi-weekly. It's
bisexual podcast.
Make it weekly for me.
It's so hard.
The thing with the weekliness is hard.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Content and just like editing and just.
We've got a good formula right now. We're averaging 300 listeners.
Shout out to my mom.
But we're out here, Nikki. Thank you so much.
Guys.
We're excited. You're here for a couple of days. By the time people hear this, you'll be back in Cali. But it's exciting.
Yo, we have 90 views.
Mama,
shout out to my mom.
No, but seriously, guys, thank you so much. We love y'all. Great episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. And Nick, thank you so much for coming.
Love you guys.
See you guys.